Yo,
seen
mail tack,
everything.
welcome.
Yeah, I've seen it all.
Sick. Okay, I gotta do a little bit of fidgeting with this video. Heckin' ads. Heckin' ads. I'm sorry about that, RB. Dan waited till after the run died to give me some great cheese. Hey, that's a respect. You know, any viewer who any viewer who will hold back their spoils until the last possible moment, you know, a big old respect in my book. Okay, so this is tough. We gotta go full screen, and then full screen off, and then 2560 by 1440, and then window border on. Now I need window border on. Okay, and that gets us to a full, so now we are full screened, but no borders. And now, Pelagiad. I totally misspelled this, right? Pelagiad. With a D at the end. Great. Pelagiad. Sell your soul and come join Team Windows 11. Cage, I don't want to, you know, I don't trust free. I know I'm getting old because I'm like, Windows wants me to upgrade to Windows 11. What are they gonna fucking get out of it? You know, like, I know they're getting something, like, and I just don't want to do it, Cage. I'm like, I don't want... I like my Windows 10 just fine, damn it. But I got into the same scenario with, like, Windows 8, where I got stuck on Windows 8, and then everything stopped supporting it. Don't do it. They want to own your system. They do. They totally do. So true story. Now we have 100... What's our game sound? Oh, it's turned down. Yeah? Okay, that's better. Now we have 100% less draw distance. Big news, okay? After some nice feedback. Pants! Yo, hey, Mr. Notai, welcome. Thanks for the follows, everybody. After some nice feedback last stream, I turned down draw distance 100%, and I have to say, I think this is good. It could be not even as far, but like it's like nice and foggy in the distance now, right? Like, it feels appropriately calibrated. Hey, Salmon Moose, welcome. Use Classic Shell. I'll have to check some of it out. It's called OpenShell now. Should give you installing Linux feelings. Ugh, not to play games though, Salmon Moose. Never ever. They're getting less maintenance. Yeah. It's bliss. Peepo smile. A lot of smilers. Smilers for Windows 11. Think about it. Wait. Why is Fez music playing? Why do I hear Fez music in my ears? Through my game? Is it through... Why? Is it playing, like, in the Steam... Steam is playing music. Why is Steam playing music? Stop. Steam. Please and thank you. Please stop. Really confusing, actually. Okay, well that's fine. I'll just mute Steam for now. I don't know why it's playing that soundtrack though. Personally, I would stay with 7, yeah. Hey, Broncle, thanks for the follow. Are we the baddies? Yeah, Mini Panther, yeah. We have multiple cats here, Alex Vixen. Several cats. See if you can count how many cats there are on the iOS stream. You'll be shocked what you find. We're actually going to do some gameplay here. We're just at Pelagiad. If we look at our map... Oh, it unlocks as we walk through it. That's cool. I did not know that happened. So up here, we were in Cydanine, and we walked up the road here to Pelagiad. We have not been in Pelagiad. Our character, we have a Longblade. We're a Bard class. Dark Elf Bard class. We have a Longblade at 35. Really high acrobatics. Okay, so allows you to jump long distances and avoid damage when you fall from great heights. So... Lucky us. Our ability to jump good is hot. The "we are the baddies" meme is a bit more funny because I'm German. I'd say that's awesome, Bronco. You know, you're the goodies. It's funny, Bronco, because we're all the goodies. Okay, that's the joke. We have common pants, common shirt, but we have chitin armor essentially. Oh my goodness, this is a different cat altogether. Hi, Mini Pie. Mini Pie says hi. And they're all wonderful cats. But we want to play some Morrowind here. Whatever happened to Windows 10 will be the last individual version of Windows. It was simply less profitable. They decided that idea sucked. And was shit. It just feels good though. Now with the borderless windowed mode on, there's like no like screen tearing. All right, well, what's up with you, friend? Hi, Drawless Galoo. Nothing. Pelagiad. The Emperor built a little fort here to guard the roads between Vivec, Sidenine, Balmora, and points north. And then some veterans took their mustering out pay and built themselves some little farms here. And pretty soon there's a few shops and a trade house. It's a pleasant little village. If you didn't know better, you'd think you were in Daggerfall or some other high rock town. Cool.
You may speak.
I dig the aspect that's like talking about how these towns all have like different cultural sort of heritages, you know, and like they look like, you know, like this kind of a house or this kind of a town. Oh, is that a book I see? Click. You gain knowledge from this book. Your acrobatics skill increased to 39. Okay. With Steam games on Linux are frequently better than Windows. That's awesome, Simomus. Yes, Valve has done a lot of work to make the Linux gaming experience better. I do, for the games that for the games I like to play, I think I'll still take that. I'll still take ads in my search bar if it means I can be on the latest and greatest Windows for gaming. But I might change my mind eventually. The Steam Deck does run a flavor of Linux out of the box. Yeah, DanaWeb, for sure. In fact, I just got to see somebody's Steam Deck yesterday. It was very cool. One thing that was interesting about it, when I was like handling the Steam Deck, is like the back bumpers, like not the corner shoulder bumpers, but like the back bumpers that you hit with like your ring finger and index middle finger, were hard as shit to push. They were like, I was like straining myself. I was like incapable of pushing these flipping buttons on this controller. Yeah, welcome Bronco, welcome Mr. No Time, Mailtac, Dano, welcome everybody, it's great to have you. So, one thing about our playthrough is we're reading all of the text. Yes, most of the text. The Black Arrow, Part 1, by Georgic Keane. I was young when the Duchess of Woda hired me as an assistant footman at her summer palace. My experience with the ways of the titled aristocracy was very limited before that day. There were wealthy merchants, traders, diplomats, and officials who had large operations in Eldenroot and ostentatious palaces for entertaining, but my relatives were all far from those social circles. There was no family business for me to enter when I reached adulthood, but my cousin heard that an estate far from the city required servants. It was so remotely located that there were unlikely to be many applicants for the positions. I walked for 5 days into the jungles of Valenwood before I met a group of riders going my direction. They were 3 Bosmer men, 1 Bosmer woman, 2 Breton women, and a Dunmer man, adventurers from the look of them. Are you also going to Moliva? Asked Prolissa, one of the Breton women, after we had made our introductions. I don't know what that is, I replied.
Ahoy there.
Ahoy there. Hey, Hirix, thanks for the follow. You can block the DNS requests for those ads with something like Piehole. That's very smart of it. Seriously, that's really smart. Or via hosts locally. I imagine there's probably even a setting I could, like, press. They usually do give you settings for this kind of thing. You just kind of have to hunt for them. I don't know what that is, I replied. I'm seeking a domestic position with the Duchess of Woda. We'll take you to her gate, said the Dunmer, Misun Akin, pulling me up to his horse. But you would be wise not to tell her grace that students from Moliva escorted you, not unless you don't really want the position in her service. Akin explained himself as we rode on. Moliva was the closest village to the Duchess's estate, where a great and renowned archer had retired after a long life of military service. His name was Hiomaste, and though he was retired, he had begun to accept students who wished to learn the art of the bow. In time, when word spread of the great teacher, more and more students arrived to learn from the master. The Breton women had come down all the way from the western reach of High Rock. Akin himself had journeyed across the continent. Oh no, Morrowind, Snail Chaser, this is fun, okay? How can you play, you know, Disco Elysium and then look at this and say, oh no? How can you? Akin himself had journeyed across the continent from his home near the great volcano in Morrowind. He showed me the ebony arrows he had brought from his homeland. I had never seen anything so black. It scares you? From what we've heard, said Kopale, one of the Bosmer men. The Duchess, I guess that's a comma. The Duchess is an Imperial whose family has been here even before the Empire was formed, so you might think that she was accustomed to the common people of Valenwood. Wonder if you can trick it into thinking it's the Enterprise skew. Yeah, that would do it too. That probably seems riskier than doing something like via hosts or via, yeah, at the DNS level or something. Or like via IP config or something like that, or if config or whatever. Something tells me even the Enterprise skew would get ads at this rate. Ugh. Nothing could be further from the truth. She despises the village and the school most of all. I suppose she wants to control all the traffic in her jungle, laughed Perlissa. I accepted the information with gratitude and found myself dreading more and more my first meeting with the intolerant Duchess. My first sight of the palace through the trees did nothing to assuage my fears. It was nothing like any building I had ever seen in Valenwood. A vast edifice of stone and iron, with a jagged row of battlements like the jaws of a great beast. Most of the trees near the palace had been hewn away long ago. I could only imagine the scandal that must have caused, and what fear the Bosmer peasants must have had of the Duchy of Woda to have allowed it. In their stead was a wide gray-green moat, circling in a ring around the palace, so it seemed to be on a perfect, if artificial, island. Hey, come on, leave those alone. It's hard. Moonpie is playing with my snack from earlier today. Moonpie, listen, I have to do for you. Get out. Okay. Okay. They were like little fried like noodles essentially, right? Like you might get sort of at a, I don't know, an Asian restaurant, and she's just like playing with them. They seem like toys to her. Most of the trees near the palace had been hewn away long ago, and what fear the Bosmer peasants must have had of the Duchy of Woda to have allowed it. Yes, a gray-green moat. I had seen such sights in tapestries from High Rock in the Imperial province, but never in my homeland. There will be a guard at the gate, so we'll leave you here, said Akin, stopping his horse in the road. It'd be best for you if you weren't damned by association with us. I thanked my companions and wished them good luck with their schooling. They rode on, and I followed on foot. In a few minutes' time, I was at the front gate, which I noticed was linked to tall and ornate railings to keep the compound secure. When the gatekeeper understood that I was there to inquire about a domestic position, he allowed me past and signaled to another guard across the open lawn to extend the drawbridge and allow me to cross the moat. Yeah, deep endless Morrowind lore, for sure. Bosmer are, yes, they're the wood elves. The Dunmer are the dark elves. We are Dunmer. We're a dark elf, actually. Hey, Feral Terminator, welcome. And by the way, it's great to have you, Jody Fish. I'm not sure if I said that, but it's great to have you. There was one last security... wait a minute. When the gatekeeper understood that I was there to inquire about a domestic position, he allowed me past and signaled to another guard across the open lawn to extend the drawbridge and allow me to cross the moat. There was one last security measure, the front door, an iron monstrosity with the Woda coat of arms across the top, reinforced by more strips of iron and a single golden keyhole. The man standing guard unlocked the door and gave my passage into the huge, gloomy, gray stone palace. Her Grace greeted me in her drawing room. She was thin and wrinkled like a reptile, cloaked in a simple red gown. I mean, is she a reptile or like a reptile? You know, is she, an Argonian? Or does she just look like an Argonian, you know? It was obvious that she never smiled. Our interview consisted of a single question. Do you know anything about being a junior footman in the employment of an imperial noblewoman? Her voice was like ancient leather. No, Your Grace. Good. No servant ever understands what needs to be done, and I particularly dislike those who think they do. You're engaged. Absolutely, Jody Fish. Yeah, I'm always streaming kind of late at night. We moved our stream start time back from 9 p.m. to 8 p.m. like a month or two ago, just to try and be able to see more East Coast friends more often. And it's mostly worked really well. It's your favorite Elder Scrolls game, Feral Terminator. I'm excited to find out why, you know, so to speak. I've played Oblivion and Skyrim, but this is my first time with Morrowind. Life at the palace was joyless, but the position of junior footman was very undemanding. I had nothing to do on most days except to stay out of the Duchess's sight. At such times, I usually walked 2 miles down the road to Moliva. In some ways, there was nothing special or unusual about the village. There are thousands of identical places in Valenwood. But on the hillside nearby was Master Iomaste's archery academy, and I would often take my luncheon and watch the practice. Prolissa and Aiken would sometimes meet me afterwards. With Aiken, the subjects of conversation very seldom strayed very far from archery. Though I was very fond of him, I found Prolissa a more enchanting companion, not only because she was pretty for a Breton, but also because she seemed to have interests outside the realm of marksmanship. There's a circus in High Rock I saw when I was a little girl called the Quill Circus, she said during one of our walks through the woods. They've been around for as long as anyone can remember. You have to see them if you ever can. They have plays and sideshows and the most amazing acrobats and archers you've ever seen. That's my dream, to join them someday, when I'm good enough. 8 p.m. to 11 is your time when you need to be in bed, for sure, Jody. Yeah, absolutely. Nice. Welcome back, Avers. I hope your episode was good. The episode of the game? Is it a game or is it a show? This was your first experience with the series, Feral? So many people play this on the original Xbox. I love these original Xbox memories. Oblivion got you through college days. I also probably first played it about the same time period. It was such a goofy, fun game. Really imbalanced in some ways. I remember never leveling up. I was always level 1. And I felt like that shouldn't have been my fault. Yo, Collie, the mac and cheese was fucking amazing, by the way. It's like, Lordy cleaned her plate. Need I say more? Need I say more? Lordy cleaned her plate. Yeah, so that's how it went. And I have some cookies right here in front of me. Shoop. Very real cookies. Very real cookies in front of me. Super tasty. That was me biting the plate to prove to you it was real. You're gonna have to check out that VOD. Hell yeah, Collie. Hell yeah. Nice, Feral Terminator. Nice. Zucchini bread it's like, it ends up being sweet, right? Even though it's zucchinis. Ultimately, it's like a sweet bread. I think I like it a lot. That's my dream, to join them someday when I'm good enough. How will you know when you're a good enough archer, I asked. She didn't answer, and when I turned, I realized that she had disappeared. I looked around, bewildered, until I heard laughter from the tree above me. She was perched on a branch, grinning. I may not join as an archer. Maybe I'll join as an acrobat, she said. Or maybe as both. I figured that Valenwood would be the place to go to see what I could learn. You've got all those great teachers to imitate in the trees here. Those ape men. She coiled up, bracing her left leg before springing forward on her right. In a second, she had leapt across to a neighboring branch. I found it difficult to keep talking to her. The Imga, you mean? I stammered. Aren't you nervous up at that height? My military-issue Lolita outfit. It's a cliche, I know, she said, jumping to an even higher branch. But the secret is not to ever look down. Would you mind coming down? It was near Automata, KQ, okay? That is a factual statement, a factual quote from me. I probably should anyhow, she said. She was a good 30 feet up now, balancing herself, arms outstretched on a very narrow branch. She gestured toward the gate, just barely visible on the other side of the road. This tree is actually as close as I want to get to your Duchess's palace. I held back a gasp as she dove off the branch, somersaulting until she landed on the ground, knees slightly bent. That was the trick, she explained, anticipating the blow before it happened. I expressed to her my confidence that she would be a great attraction at the Quill Circus. Of course, I know now that never was to be. On that day, as I recall, I had to return early. It was one of the rare occasions when I had work of a sort to do. Whenever the Duchess had guests, I was to be at the palace. That is not to say that I had any particular duties, except to be seen standing at attention in the dining room. The stewards and maids worked hard to bring in the food and clear the plates afterwards, but the footmen were purely decorative, a formality. But at least I was an audience for the drama to come. The Black Arrow, Volume 1. To be continued. Hi, Madre Sniver. What's your question, stranger? Can I help you find your way around Pelagiad? Yeah, tell me. Okay, I read that. My trade. I'm an acrobat. As an entertainer, my job is to amaze and amuse my patrons. But in my more discreet vocation as a second storyman and connoisseur of treasures and secrets, my job is to come and go without attracting notice, and to effectively discourage pursuit when I am noticed. Running, swimming, or leaping, my art is to leave my less agile, less swift pursuit behind. Nels Lendo. Probably drinking and whoring at the halfway if I know that lout. I'd love to get my hands on him one of these days. Services. Mabestian and Ents, the Breton, he's a trader, deals in a bit of everything. Ulernil is a high elf and a fair smith. Shadbach Graberberg is the smith at Fort Pelagiad. The imperial cult shrine is at Fort Pelagiad with a healing altar, and Yigva the healer sells cure potions. Ladia Flarugrius and Anasi are trainers, and you can usually find them at the halfway tavern. Imperial cult. Pelagiad's imperial cult shrine is in Fort Pelagiad. Okay. Latest rumors. And how do you think it was that bloated imperial plutocrats got the charter to exploit the Caldera ebony deposits, and not a native great house or local colonist? Big fat bribes, I tell you, and friends in high places. I love zucchini bread without nuts. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, there's a shitload of sugar in it. Yeah, A+. Yeah. Stuff that sugar in those vegetables. Yeah, make them edible. Little advice. Things are pretty tame hereabouts, but get off the roads and head northwest into the Bitter Coast, or northeast into the Ashlanders, and things get a lot more interesting in a hurry. Specific place. Okay, someone in particular? Anguril Volkilgard is the boss of Fort Pelagiad. Drolasa Ramatharan is the publican of the Halfway Trade House. Nobody else important I can think of, and if you're looking for someone in jail, you need to look in the fort, of course. Pelagiad is a small place, just the Halfway Trade House, a couple of merchants, a few colonists, and Fort Pelagiad. Most of us are outlanders, colonists from the Empire, adventurers looking for our fortunes. To the west of town, roads lead southwest to Saidanin, south to Eppenhart, southeast through the Ashanian Isles to Vivek, and north to Balmora. We have no travel services, but walking is good exercises. Cool. Cool. Okay. I'm going to turn down sensitivity just a little bit more, even. Okay. Great. Nice, nice. Jody, yeah. Good luck with the meds. Okay. Well, that was interesting. See, I can never tell what I can take and what I can't take. Honestly. Like, am I stealing? Am I not stealing? I don't know. Some paper? Exclusive restore speed? Maybe I should just be checking more crates. Look at all this awesome shit they have. I don't know, paper seems useful. The loss of killing anyone, even at the detriment of your playthrough, is something you miss in newer games. Yeah, for sure. Dralas Gilu's house. Okay, so now it's nighttime here in Pelagiad. You know, so we're going into houses because we can find books in houses, to be honest with you. But I'm not gonna, like, take anything from the boxes in here.
Speak freely, friend.
Hi, Murburius. Yeah, nice to meet you. Your trade. I'm a warrior by trade.
Queen
Oh,
has an extra
thank
special
you.
movie they'd like us to listen to.
It's a disaster. Oh.
2012. 4 couples meet up for Sunday brunch. iios snug.
This sounds fantastic, KQ. Thank you so much for the movie recommendation. I feel like maybe I saw a trailer or something for this and I thought it looked like it would be funny. But I super appreciate the movie recommendation. Such a low-key, awesome movie. It's a comedy, right? I don't want to know too much, but hey, Nocturnal Monsters. Yeah, thank you for the recommendation. It's been so much fun to watch movies. We're gonna keep doing our bi-monthly iios movie nights. You thought Morrowind was a remake with updated graphics, but this looks like the Xbox engine. Yeah, no, this is an Xbox era game, original Xbox era. Yeah, I have so much fun watching the movies together, and just appreciate you attending so many of the movie viewings, KQ, like all of them, every time, always, and so it's so much fun. So I'm glad to get recommendations from y'all. I'm a warrior by trade. I know how to fight when necessary, but I much rather look so tough that critters give up or run away when they see me. Personally, I favor long blades of all kinds. They use long blades of many different styles and craftsmanships here in Morrowind, and I wear medium armor for a decent balance of protection and mobility. But I train with various weapon types and armor types, and like any good warrior, I'm my own armorer. I don't want to fight with worn weapons and worn armor. Any advice? Thinking of setting yourself up as a mercenary or questing hero? Not much call for that around here. Rats and the occasional bandit are our only problems. Any rumors? A rumor says that the Emperor has repealed the war tax. We've heard nothing official here, but it's about damn time. We haven't had a war in over 10 years. 10. Okay, well. Alright, well, we leave. Oh. A trapdoor? These people have basements? Oh dear. Okay, what's up with you, person? Hunthar. Latest rumors? The Legion in Nisus is orcs mostly, but word is that they're recruiting anyone over there. Your trade? I'm a barbarian and proud of it. I like the wilderness and I know how to live comfortably off the land. I know the various native creatures of the wild, how to hunt them, what bits are good to eat, and what bits the city folk will pay for. I know weapons and armor and how to stay healthy, so I can play soldier for pay. But I hate taking orders, so I prefer to live by hunting. Cool. Looking for work? Not much around here. Better head to one of the towns to the north, Balmora and Aldrune, and try the Fighters Guild and the Mages Guild. Or head for the big city, Vivec, to the east.
May the wind be on your back.
Yes. This is the halfway tavern. I guess let's go ahead and... Anything in here? There's a ton of shit in these things. I feel like I could just sit here and take stuff out of chests all day and do pretty fine. Okie dokie. The dark comedy, maybe a dramedy. Yeah. Very, very good. It may or may not be the movie I'm thinking of, but I don't want to know even if I'm wrong. Alright, welcome to the Halfway Tavern. A lot of friends in here. You ready to talk, everybody? Scooey.
Please join me.
Ugh, Nels Lindo. Alright. It is truly a pleasure to see you, Nels Lindo. It is I, Nels Lindo, at your service. That's it? Training? Okay. Oh, okay, great. Well, we saw him. Seems good. Yakum, hair shashishi.
I am the Generalissimo.
Yes, Van Demented, welcome. You are the Generalissimo. Yeah, Danoa, yeah, the inventory management, it's like drag and drop, basically. It's It's fun. Ah, you understand me a bit, yes? Hello, Ios. Yakum greet you. Bless and be blessed. Speak Old Elf, yes, so Yakum learn. You know Ashlanders, yes, a little. Yakum is Ashlanders. We are the people of the wastes. We hunt and herd guar. We live the law and honor the ancestors. No houses, just yurts. I was a herder, but now I want to become rich like a great trader. I will live in a town, fight, find treasure, get rich, learn to trade. The soul sickness and blight storms are very bad now in the Ashlands, so I came to Pelagiad. Now I live in a big house and work for men who pay gold. Soul sickness. There's bad magic in the dust from Red Mountain. The Sharmat Dagoth Ur sends bad dreams in the dust. The people can't sleep, act crazy. When the blight storms come, soul sickness comes, both together. When I lived in the Ashlands, I got no sleep, had bad dreams, was all the time tired. Now that I'm here in Pelagiad, I sleep fine. Blight storms. The grass dies, the Kwama and Guar go mad, bite and fight. These are very hard times for the tribes, so the tribes go raiding. Here there is no blight, and I live in big house and get rich and soft like a fat trader. Nelslindo. Oh, he's around here somewhere. Okay. I have no idea what, like, why I would want to persuade anyone, A, and B, like, how to do it competently. Hey,
Someone has taken their
Samia.
toll on you. Maybe you should get healed.
No offense, lady, but you look like an alien, Samia. And it's a little bit off-putting. Yeah. Just a little bit. It's the lack of, like, visible pupil, you know, just her whole face is a pupil. Her whole face, I said. Your trait. I am a sorcerer, though my mastery of special discipline through my mastery of the College of Conjuration and my private studies of the outer realms and their powers and principalities, I have learned to summon and command their denizens to do my bidding. I do these things for coin or to suit my own interests. I am also an enchanter, enchanting items for my own use and for the use of others. My skill with enchantments also makes me more efficient in using enchanted items that I collect on my research expeditions. Services. Okay. They say the Thieves Guild has some people in Pelagiad. Okay, vampires. Take a sip. Thank you, Lordy. Thank you for the sip. Thank you again, Van Dementor, for the follow. It's good to have you. Cheers. Imperial culture. I like that it's Imperial cult highlighted there. Regards blood
Jacuz.
Vampires.
That's my water bottle.
What? It's your water bottle? Oh shit, I got caught. Lordy, can I trade it to you for a glass of water? And then I would happily trade it? Sorry. Wow, I walked right into that. I walked right into Lordy's trap. I was looking for that. Regards blood vampires as destructive monsters to be hunted and destroyed. However, romantic notions of noble, virtuous vampires persist in imperial traditions, and vampires are thought to pass unrecognized in the Mages Guild and the imperial aristocracy. Mages Guild. Look for the Mages Guild halls. Okay. Great. Okay. We're gonna leave Samia alone. We have an upstairs and a downstairs. Hi, Anasi. Anasi listens. Anasi hears. No, you can have it for the night. Okay. Thank you, Lordy. Anasi does nothing important. My trait. Anasi is a monk. In mind and spirit, Anasi is a student of the hidden mysteries, of the unseen world. In body, Anasi is a student of the ancient martial arts, the rain of sand style of home. When Anasi must defend herself, Anasi prefers claw and close and wears no armor, because what Anasi does not have, Anasi cannot lose. Sick. No, Anasi does not train because you do not belong to ... But Anasi does not say what you do not belong to. Huh, so they won't tell me. KQ, thank you for posting and going live. I super appreciate it. Yeah, we just kind of came back and got started. So I really appreciate the help. I put my water bottle face down, ending my turn. Face down with the lid off glass, so that if anyone picks it up, it's like a trap. Welcome, Outlander. Your trade. I'm a lovable rogue, a silver-tongued devil with a taste for the better things in life. But lovable as I am, some people get upset with me, and so I must fight. Purely in self-defense, you understand. I like light armor and short blades for self-defense. Heavy armor and heavy weapons just tire you out. But I train with various different weapon types and armor types, so I can improvise when the situation demands it. I feel like they're just telling me about skills at this point in the game. They're just like, let's just make sure the player knows what skills do what.
Tell your friends about this place.
Okay. Food or beds, or both at the same time. Haha, your choice. Food. We've got local fare. It's filling and priced to move. We've got the local brews, Grief, Shine, Mazda, and Sujama. They're cheap and full of kick. I've got the good stuff too behind the counter. Cyrodiilic brandy and Flynn, but it ain't cheap. It's good to see you, class. Cyrodiilic brandy, an invigorating and stimulating alcoholic beverage, is imported and expensive in Morrowind, but it is claimed to have none of the unpleasant side effects of other intoxicants. I hear it fortifies willpower and endurance. I don't know myself. I save this for paying customers. Flynn. Imported Cyrodiilic whiskey is called Flynn. The stimulating beverage is imported and expensive, but has none of the unpleasant side effects of other intoxicating beverages. A sharp boost in strength and willpower is what most people experience. Okay, Grief. The native cornberry brandy is locally called Grief. Grief is a strong stimulant, but like all intoxicants, it tends to impair physical coordination. That is, it makes you feel real strong, but makes you clumsy. Mazda. Mazda is a local beer brewed from fermented salt rice. Cheap, plentiful, and invigorating, this beverage is very popular, despite its dulling effect of wit and judgment. For that price, folks are willing to feel dumb and weak-willed, so long as they feel really strong. Shane. The native cornberry wine is locally called Shane. Is it comberry? I think that's an M. I think that's an M. It's a comberry. Or comberry. Shane is a strong stimulant, but using it results in impaired judgment. You may gain a lot of endurance, but you won't be very smart. Sujama. The local Dunmer liquor, Sujami, is extremely potent, and indulgence results in elevated spirits and diminished mental faculties. Has a kick like a guar, very strong and just as stupid. Okay, Skooma. Skooma is an illegal narcotic substance made from refined moon sugar. Criminals use it as a kind of currency. They say it makes you fast and strong, but clumsy and stupid. Of course, I want nothing to do with it. Hey Brussels, yeah, Comberry. Comberry, it like with font kerning and stuff, you know, it could be like one character or like two, you know, debatably, but it's definitely an M. Yeah. Your trade. I am a publican. I have food to buy and beds for lodgers. I also know the neighborhood and can share the local lore. Or if you prefer, I can give you a little Morrowind lore. I'm also likely to have heard the latest rumors, and I'm happy to share them with you in the spirit of fellowship, okay? Morrowind lore. House Redoran is an aristocratic house of noble warriors. They are strong supporters of the Tribunal Temple. Aristocratic. Yo, hey, welcome, ODG. Haven't seen this game in forever. Yeah, 20 years old now. 20 years old. And this is my first playthrough. But it's amazing how many people have like long memories of this. Yes, we have one available. It's 10 gold for the rest of the day. Do you want it? Yes, actually, I do. Great, the bed is yours. At the end of the hall upstairs, you'll find it unlocked. Enjoy your stay in Pelagiad, okay? Okay, and we can barter. You'll have to get rid of that moon sugar if you want any services from me. I don't want any trouble. Damn it. Ah. Fuck. As a kid, I created a hover spell, flew straight to the final boss, and couldn't beat him, so I was like soft-locked. That's amazing though. Like, isn't that... This lady has a funny forehead.
Speak freely, friend.
That just sounds like an amazing game. ODG. You know what I mean? If you were able to create a spell to fly to the final boss that quickly. Oh, it wasn't even right away. Because I feel like I've seen speedruns of this where they do that almost immediately. They're like, make my hover spell. Fly over here. The spells are so strong. Especially at low level. Maybe not the spells so much as like some of the consumables. Ladia Florugrius. You had enough mana to do it and you couldn't beat him. Get wrecked. Get wrecked. See, they planned. The developers thought of everything. A little secret. There's a lot of money to be made looting the dwarven ruins. Against the law, yes, but where there's a profit to be made, folks turn a blind eye. One problem, the artifacts are often made of metal and heavy as hell. Unless you're a big brute, it's tough to carry away all the loot.
Paleontologizing has an extra special video for us to watch, Scully.
Amazing, amazing. Me, I carry a divine intervention or an Almsevi intervention scroll. Load up, read the scroll, and I'm back in town with a load of goods. Paleo, thank you so much for sharing this video. Oh my. Let's go. Show me the reins for sharing. Welcome, Slux. Thank you for sharing, Paleo. My goodness. This is the guy that makes all of these different videos just about this like chicken. About this chicken toy. Okay, we don't need to. We're good. I don't need to go down a YouTube rabbit hole just at this moment. As much as I'm tempted to. Thank you so much, Paleo. Back to Morrowind, back to reading. Reading o'clock. Oh my gosh. Sluxlol, it's reading time up in here. You love the spellcrafting though. It's a real shame it was taken out of later games. Yeah. Like, it's almost too powerful of a system. Like literally the story you just told is a good example of why they probably did. Like, it's just hard to build a game around. Morrowind lore. Outlaws have no rights and may be killed without scandal or sanction. Guards may use deadly force in the line of duty. Services. Can we know about this? My trade, your trade. I am a savant, a woman of wide learning and cosmopolitan tastes, a well-traveled woman, educated, refined in manner, able to converse on various topics with authority, and a woman ever ready to defend her honor and the honor of my companions. In short, you see before you a gentlewoman. I can discourse upon history, speechcraft, language, and customs, and for a fee I offer training that will permit you to share a few of my many virtues. This almost feels like it's set up so we could like recruit them, but I don't know that that is actually a thing. Siltstrider. Okay, we've read this before. Thieves Guild. Well, I suppose if you were born yesterday, you might not know what the Thieves Guild is. Can you read? Then look for a copy of Honor Among Thieves. Okay. Barter. Not a member? Too bad. I can't train you against the rules. Okay. Member of what, though? Okay, it said to go to the end of the hallway. Okay, we can go in. And we can sleep. Whoa, it's an iron Tonto. Great. Well, we found a knife behind the bed. Are there any other goodies stashed away? Seriously, we just found this short blade. Okay, well, we rest until healed. What time is it? It's 6 a.m. Okay, that's good. Wait, did you know that Kilimanjaro rising over the Serengeti is actually just a big pile of chickens? Scares me. This scares me, Katanen.
What brings you here, Denver?
Rorodris. Hi. Mages Guild. Oh, they want me to get out. Okay. Well, their door was unlocked. You remember finding a knife in the last hotel I was at? Nice.
You wish to speak?
From
Free
where do
knife,
you hail,
Sluxlaw.
friend?
Sick. Okay, no beds, Morrowind lore. We don't like foreigners or outlanders much in Morrowind. We are a proud people, and we don't like being a conquered nation. Thieves Guild. Yes, folks say they have a guild like weavers and mages, and it might be that some of my patrons have fallen afoul of the law from time to time, but it's none of my business now, is it?
I thought I heard something.
Yo, hey Skulkin, welcome. Morrowind lore? Thieves Guild? It isn't easy to find out where Thieves Guild members meet, for obvious reasons. You have to look around, talk to the right people. How about you? Thieves Guild. What are you asking? Maybe you'd like to join the Thieves Guild? Tell me. Tell you what. Why not visit the South Wall Corner Club in Balmora? Spend some time there, ask around. If people like what they see, maybe you'll learn something. Okay. The South Wall Corner Club. What would you do if iios came along? I don't know, Skulgan. Probably say, hip hip hooray! iios is a traveling companion. Fantastic. Alright, so down here at least we could potentially, like, steal some stuff, I guess. I don't know. Doesn't seem that lucrative. It's kind of lucrative. I'm not really that psyched by an alchemy yet. Hey, Jank, welcome back. Alright, well, what did we learn here? A couple of things. Most Dunmer worship the tribunal.
What is
Hey, welcome, I like milk. I like milk too, no way, small world. The temple takes care of the poor, provides health and education, and teaches family duty.
All right, I'm listening.
Okay, so we know how to get to the Thieves Guild. We figured it out. We talked to Nils Lendo, which was useless. Useless! Okay, we have a trader here. Nice place. Who are you? A guard.
You
okay.
want something, friend?
My
Bone
prices
mold
are the
shield.
best in town.
The condition is terrible. Amulets. So far, we haven't really found, like, any interesting equipment. Is that an upstairs shadow? Oh my god, it's wild.
Yes?
Iron ladle, and we can go upstairs. Well, let's just talk to this person. Hello, friend. Welcome. Cyrodiilic brandy? Okay, it's the same stuff. Masta, Shane, Sujama. Okay, you're a trade. I'm a trader, a general merchant. I buy and sell a little of everything. Weapons, armor, clothes, books, miscellaneous items of all kinds. Take a look around. Let me know what you want. Or if you have things you'd like to sell, let me take a look at them and I'll give you a price. Morrowind lore. A group called the Dissident Priests rebelled against temple authority. The temple outlawed the dissident priests and persecutes them. Okay.
My prices are the best in town.
So, we still have moon sugar. I don't know how much. We just find it. It just like shows, it's honestly, it's a pain. It just shows up in my inventory. I don't know where it came from. Okay. I just have moon sugar here. Take a hit of that dank moon sugar. Shit, I fucking should. Here, you know what? Yum. Sick. What up, friend? Barter. Barter me. Okay. So we have 150 gold now. We have some stuff we could sell. Zooted. Fuck yeah. He has some bows. We have an iron claymore, which is pretty goddamn good. It's kind of interesting. It's better than the silver longsword in terms of numbers, in terms of condition and everything. It's actually better than the silver longsword. Claymores are fucking amazing. Oh, here's a silver claymore. Okay, this is really quite good. It's like a big, heavy two-handed weapon. So some silver weaponry, spark scythe, two-handed long blade. It's really powerful. It's a really powerful long blade, and it does shock on touch. For 20 charges. Five. Steel Wakizashi. Okay, so there's some more clothes that we're not really gonna grab right now. There's honestly a lot. There's like a bunch, like different kinds of shoes. There's all kinds of like under things to wear, expensive shirts, skirts. A Dwemer Coherer. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is. Okay. So I can sell some stuff here at least. If we really wanted to get this Spark Scythe, we could almost get it. It's 275. $27. 316. Yeah, I think we might mess with that Spark Scythe if we can. I just don't know that we have the money for it. Just don't have the cash. Like, I don't know, unless we just sell shit. We could just sell our ingredients we've been grabbing. I just don't know that that's the move. Maybe we sell the stuff that's like not great. You know, like rat meat. Or we could sell some of these potions. Yeah, like I'm kind of like just sell stuff. Like these potions are good, but yeah, levitate for 30 seconds. Okay, offer, and now we can barter again, and now I have 271. And so I'm a little concerned this will suck. It does more on paper damage. That gives us... Oh, it's hard to decide. Shit. I'm gonna get the silver claymore. That means we just need a tiny bit more. Okay, and then we do that.
I'm listening.
My prices are the best in town.
Okay, and so then we can equip once again. Nice. Okay, silver claymore. Yo, hey, Jank, or Avatar, welcome. Good evening.
On your way.
Yo, we just got this sick ass sword. Yo, shing. Fuck yeah. Do you even have a sword? You know? Did you even go to medieval times and get a fucking badass sword to swing around at home at night in your underwear? Okay, Nazi's home and that's locked. What's this down here? God, this is again, this is our running speed. Yes, a perfect para. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear somebody at least is living the dream. Sword-wielding dream. My wife just told me a joke from an ancient Greek book of jokes. Yeah, hit me with it, Avatar. Can you share? I'm waiting on with bated breath. Nels Lendo. Nels, he frequents the Halfway Tavern, I believe. Not that I go there much, mind you. I've just heard he can be found there. Do send my regards, though. Your trade. A peasant farmer is trying to teach his donkey not to eat. Okay, I'm with you. Looks at her weapon collection. It's good to be prepared, Alex. You had a nice sword, Claire. You lost your sword, Claire? That's unfortunate. You better go find it. I'm a pilgrim. I search for enlightenment and hope to purify my soul through facing and overcoming the challenges of pilgrimages that reenact the tests and trials of gods, saints, and heroes. I visit the shrines and make devotions everywhere I travel, in village temple shrines, and in the high fane of Vivek, or at the remote shrines scattered all over Vardenfell. Cool. You seem chill. Can I go down here? Yo, books on books on books. Sick. After some time, the donkey dies, and the farmer says, I've suffered a great loss. My donkey just learned not to eat and then died. Oh, that's a good one. That's actually, I like that joke. Avatar. That was the joke, right? No. I know it was. That's good. Hey, those ancient Greeks, they knew the funny. Small chest. Dare I? Dare I? Ugh, all that work for 5 measly septums. It's like the first version of the blonde joke, yeah. It's fun to see, or at least the first version recorded to history. It's fun to see these things start from their roots. Wait, I actually want Poison Song 5. Okay, great.
I'm telling you, iios is as cracked as she is jacked. I saw
Fuck
her
yeah.
at 7-Eleven the other day buying macaroni and a 6-pack of
Hell
cheese.
yeah, Jank.
I asked what the
Fucking
cheese was
love
for, and she
cheese.
said they are to provide me with unimaginable power so I can absolutely dunk on these Morrowind fools. Then she bigged out the door.
I did. All of that happened. Jank, thank you so much. I loved that TTS when you I was like reading it this morning. I was like looking at my history and I was just like, it's amazing. The one about Jay. Jay Foddick is as cracked as he is jacked. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. All right, we're reading Poison Song 5. Poison Song 5, okay. For 2 days, Iris from Jay's chat made that up. It's perfect, actually. I don't know. Like, we just running into each other at the 7-Eleven, like usual, you know? And oh my god. For 2 days, the house healers attended Tay in his bed, and Baynara sat by his side holding his hand. He was feverish, neither asleep nor awake, screaming at invisible phantoms. The healers complimented the young man's fortitude. Bodies had washed ashore on the island of Gorn several times, many during the war, but never once had they seen one that lived afterwards. Aunt Ulia came in several times to bring Baynara food. You must be careful, dear, or when he's all well, he'll have to attend you on your sickbed. Tay's fever broke, and at last he was able to open his eyes and see that young woman with whom he had spent 17 years, all but the first year of his life. Enjoy your lurk, Jink. She smiled at him and called for food. In silence, she helped him eat. I knew you wouldn't die, cousin, she whispered fondly. I hoped to, but somehow I knew I wouldn't either, he groaned. Baynara, do you remember all those nightmares I told you about? They're all true. We can talk about it when you've rested some more. No, he croaked. I must tell you everything now, so you'll know what kind of a monster you call your dear cousin Tay. If there was some way you could have known before, you might not have been so eager to see me well again. A tear rolled Baynara's cheek. She had grown into a beauty, even in the few months he had been away in Mournhold. How can you think I would stop loving you, no matter what you've done? I saw my old nursemaid, Edaba, and I spoke to her. Oh, Binara had feared this moment. Tay, I don't know what she told you, but it was all my fault. You remember when Canig of Frisi taught us about the House de Goth and its corruption. That night, I saw your nursemaid making some kind of altar out on the north lawn, using the symbol of the sixth house. She must have been doing it for years, but I never knew what it meant. I told Uncle Triffith, and he sent her away. I wanted to tell you so many times now, but I was afraid to. She was so devoted to you. Tay smiled. And didn't it frighten you even more to wonder if there was any connection between her devotion to me and her devotion to the accursed house? I know you, Binara. You're not one of those women who doesn't choose to use her mind. Tay, I don't know what she told you, but I think she was very troubled, and whatever she thought about you and the sixth house was wrong. You have to remember that. The ramblings of one mad woman are proof of nothing. There's more, Tay sighed and held up his hand. For a moment he blinked and then turned to Binara angrily. What happened to my ring? If you saw it, you must have known already that everything I'm saying to you is true. I threw the filthy thing away, Binara stood up. Tay, I'm going to let you rest now. I am the heir of House de Goth. Tay was wild-eyed, almost screaming. Raised after the war as House Induril, but driven by the song of my ancestors. When we were young, I killed Vaster because the song told me he had stolen my inheritance. When Edaba told me who I was and gave me this ring, I killed her and burned her house to the ground because the song told me she had served her purpose. When I returned to Calcorith's house, my love was there, telling me that she was of the House Dagoth too, and my sister. I fled, and when Calcorith tried to stop me, I slew him because the song told me he was an enemy. Tay, stop, Binara sobbed. I don't believe a word of it. You've been feverish. Not Tay, he shook his head, breathing heavily. The name my parents gave me was Dagoth Tython. You can't have killed Edaba. You loved her. And Vaster and Calcorith, they were our cousins. They were not my true cousins, Tay said coldly. The song told me they were my foes, just as it's telling me now that you're my foe. But I won't listen, and I'll keep from listening, as long as I can. Binara fled from the room, slamming the door behind her. She took a key from her startled maid Halima and secured the lock. Sergio Induril Binara, Halima whispered with great sympathy. Is all well with your cousin, Sergio Induril Tay? He'll be perfectly fine once he rests, Binara recovered her dignity, wiping the tears from her face. No one is to disturb him under any circumstances. I'll take the key with me. Now I have much work to do. I don't suppose anyone's spoken to the fishermen about restocking Sandal House's supplies. I don't know, Sergio, said the maid. I don't think so. Binara marched down to the docks and relieved her troubled heart the only way she knew how, by concentrating on small things. Tay's words never left her, but she found temporary comfort talking to the fishermen about their haul, helping determine how much should be smoked, how much should be sent to the village, how much should be delivered fresh to the house larder. Her Aunt Yulia joined the discussion, oblivious to Binara's well-disguised agony. Together they discussed how many provisions Uncle Triffith and his commanders had devoured during their weeks on the island, when they would be expected to return, and how best to prepare. One of the fishermen on the docks called out, interrupting, "A boat is coming!" Yulia and Binara greeted the visitor as she arrived. It was a young woman dressed in the robes of a temple priestess. As she docked her small boat, Binara marveled at how beautiful she was, and strangely familiar. "Welcome to Gorn," said Binara. "I am Induril Binara, and this is my aunt, Induril Ulia. Have we met before?" "I don't believe so, Sergio," the woman bowed. "I was sent by the temple to inquire whether word had come from your cousin, Induril Tay. He has been missing from his classes for some days now, and the priests have become concerned." "Oh, we should have sent word," Ulia fretted. "He came here a few days ago, half drowned. He's better now. Let us escort you up to the house." "Tay's resting now, and I asked that he not be disturbed," Binara stammered. "Actually, I know it's dreadful manners, but I need to talk to my aunt for a moment. Would it be too terrible if I asked you to wait for us at the house? You have only to follow the path up the hill and across the lawn. The plot thick. The plot thick. The priestess bowed again, humbly, and began the walk. Ulia was scandalized. You know better than to treat a representative of the temple that way, she snapped. You can't be so exhausted from tending your cousin to have lost all sense of civility. Aunt Ulia, Bainara whispered, drawing the woman away from the ears of the fisherman. Is Tay truly my cousin? He believes himself to be of the house Dagoth. Ulia took a moment to respond. It's true. You were just a baby yourself during the war, so you couldn't know what it was like. There was not a part of Morrowind that wasn't ravaged. There was even a battle here on the island. Do you remember that burning pile of wreckage you and Tay and poor little Vaster discovered so many years ago? Burned pile. That was the remains. And after the war, when that accursed house was finally defeated, we saw the little innocents, the orphans whose only crime had been born to wicked parents. Being born? I admit there were some in our armies, the combined forces of the houses, who would have had them all slaughtered to annihilate the legacy of the Goth. In the end, compassion prevailed, and the children of the 6th house were adopted into the other 5. And so we thought that we had won the war and the peace. By the Mother, Lord, and Wizard, if all that Tay believes is true, then there is no peace. Bainara trembled. He claims that the song of his ancestors called to him and forced him to slay 3 people. 2 of them are housemen, cousin Calcarith, and when he was a little boy, Vaster. Uh-oh. Ulia held her hands over her tearful face, and she could not speak. And it is only the beginning, said Bainara. The song still calls to him. He said there were others who knew who would help him raise up the 6th house, his sister. It must be an evil fantasy, Ulia murmured. She noticed that Bainara's gaze was now upon the path leading from the docks toward the house. Niece, what are you thinking? Did that priestess give us her name? The 2 women ran up the path, calling for guards. The fishermen, who had never seen the mistresses of the house so undone, looked briefly at one another, and then followed quickly behind, pulling out their hooks and blades. The front gate to Sandal House stood wide open, the first of the corpses lying close within. It was now an abattoir, painted fresh with blood. There was Honor, Uncle Triffith's valet, gutted but still seated at the foyer table where he had been enjoying his afternoon glass of Flynn. Lorene, one of the chambermaids, who had been decapitated while carrying some once clean linens up the stairs. The bodies of guards and servants sprawled about the hall like blown leaves. At the top of the stairs, Bainara had to hold back a sob when she saw Halima. She lay like a broken doll, slain as she tried to pull herself onto the narrow window ledge. No one spoke, not Bainara, nor Aunt Ulia, nor the fishermen, as they walked slowly through the blood-drenched house. They passed Tay's sick room, its door broken open and no one within. When they heard the sound of footsteps in Bainara's room down the hall, they approached slowly, cautiously, with great dread. The priestess by the docks was standing by the bed. In her hand was the silver ring Bainara had taken from Tay's finger. In her other hand was a long, curved blade, splashed like her once pristine gown with gore. She smiled prettily and bowed when she saw she was no longer alone. Acra, I should have recognized you by Tay's description in his letters, Bainara said in her steadiest voice. Where is my cousin? I prefer to call myself Dagoth Acra, she replied. Your false cousin, my true brother, has already gone to fulfill his destiny. I'm sorry you were not here, so we could give you a more permanent farewell. Bainara's face twisted in fury. She motioned for the fishermen who advanced with their weaponry. Tear her apart. The 6th house will rise again, and Dagoth Tython will lead us, Acra laughed. Her words were still echoing as she gave the sign of recall and vanished like a ghost. All right. Okay. Okay. Poison Song 5. That was quite a song, indeed. Poison Song 6 by Bristenzel. The magnificent sprawl of the stronghold of Indoranyan was aglow in the light of the setting sun. Commander Jazrat watched it slowly disappear into the horizon as he led the caravan southwestward. It was a strange practice for him to lead a night operation, but scarcely more bizarre than anything else he was facing. He was only 70 years of age, far from old for a Bosmer, and yet he felt like he belonged to another era. He had known the land of the east of Vardenfell his entire life. Every forest, every garden, every small village between Red Mountain and the Sea of Ghosts had been home to him. But now it was all different, twisted into a world he did not recognize since the eruption and the year of Sun's death. It made night travel all the more treacherous, but it was a risk he was ordered to take. The Ashmire appeared quite suddenly. If a sharp-sighted scout hadn't seen it and given the signal, the entire caravan might have been swallowed whole. Jazrat cursed. It had not been on the map, but that was hardly surprising. It was a huge, unnamed scathe stretching as far as anyone could see. The commander considered his options. He might lead his party to the southeast toward Tel Arun and then try an approach due west. As he consulted his map, he noticed a glimmer of a campfire in the distance. Accompanied by his lieutenants, Jazrat drove his guar forward to investigate what appeared to be an Ashlander man and woman. "This is no longer your realm," he bellowed. "Don't you know it's been ruled by the temple, that these are house lands now?" The couple shuffled to their feet and began quietly walking away toward a narrow ridge between hill and Ashmire. Jazrat called them back. "Do you know a way around the scathe?" he asked. They nodded, their eyes still to the ground. Jazrat signaled to his caravan. "You will lead us then." It was a treacherous winding crossing, almost too tight for the guar. The wagons themselves scraped as the drivers pulled to avoid the Ashmire. The Ashlander man and woman whispered to one another as they led the caravan. "What are you mumbling about, Noah?" Jazrat hollered. The man did not turn around. "My sister and I were talking about the Dagoth rebellion, and she was guessing that you were bringing arms to the stronghold at Valan Serrano, which is why you chose to cross the Ashmire rather than taking a road." "I might have known," Jazrat laughed. "You Ashlanders are so hopeful whenever you see signs of trouble in the houses and the temple. I hate to dampen your spirits, but what you're speaking of is hardly a rebellion, merely a few isolated incidents of unpleasantness. Tell your sister that." As they plodded onward, the narrow ridge began to taper even more. The Ashlanders found a low, jagged crevasse in the hills, a crack from a lava flow even predating Sun's death. The caravan scored the rock walls as it moved through. Commander Jazrat, after 20 years of uncertainty in a land he did not understand, felt a twinge of his old instinct. This, he thought to himself, would be a fine place for an ambush. "Ashlander, how close are we?" he shouted. "We've arrived," Dagoth Tython replied, and gave the signal. The assault was over in mere minutes, as it had been calculated from the start. When the last body of the house guard had sunk beneath the Ashmire, only then was the inventory of the caravan revealed. It was better than they hoped, virtually everything the rebellion needed. Daedric swords, dozens of suits of armor, quivers of fine ebony bolts, and rations enough to last for weeks. "Go on ahead to the camp," Tython smiled at his sister. "I'll lead the caravan. We should be there within a few hours' time." Akra kissed him passionately. His sister kissed him passionately and gave the sign of recall. In an instant, she was back in her tent exactly as she had left it. Humming the song, she removed the Ashlander rags and chose an appropriately diaphanous gown from her trunks. Precisely the sort of dress Tython would love seeing her in when he returned. Muarasa, she called to her servant, summon the troops together. Tython and the others will be here very soon with all the weapons and rations we need. Muarasa can't hear you now, said a voice Akra hadn't heard in weeks. She turned, expertly removed every trace of surprise from her face. It was indeed Induril Bainara, but not the quivering creature she had left behind at the massacre at Sandal House. This woman was an armored warrior who spoke with mocking confidence. She wouldn't be able to summon the troops if she could. You may have weapons and rations, Akra, but there's no one left to arm or feed. Dagoth Akra made the sign of recall, but nothing happened. The moment we heard you banging around in the tent, my battle mages cast a diffusion of all magicka. Bainara smiled, opening the tent further to invite a dozen house soldiers in. You won't be leaving. If you think that my brother will walk into your trap, you underestimate his allegiance to the song, Akra sneered. It tells him everything he needs to know. I have convinced him to no longer fight it and let it lead him and us to our ultimate victory. I've known him longer and better than you ever did, said Bainara coldly. Now I want to hear what the song is saying to you. I want to know where I can find Tay. Tython, my lady, Akra corrected her. He is no longer a slave to your house and the temple's lies. You can torture me all you wish, but I swear to you the next time you see him, it will be because he wishes it, not you. And that will be your very last moment alive. Don't you worry, Sergio, Bainara's Nightblade winked at her. Everyone says they won't break under torture, but everyone always does. Bainara left the tent. It was all a part of warfare, she understood that, but there would be little relish in witnessing it. She could not even watch as the house soldiers disposed of the rebel corpses. Yeah, I know, Claire, I know, it just goes on and on. Blinding wound. She had hoped she would grow numb to the bloodshed after weeks of following Tython and Akra, massacre after massacre. It didn't matter to her that now the bodies were of her enemies. Death was still death. She had only been in her tent for a few minutes when her Nightblade appeared. Not so tough as she appeared, that one, he grinned. In point of fact, all I had to do is ask her nice and point my dagger at her belly, and she was blubbering everything. Not too surprising, really. It's always the ones who talk big that crumple fast. I remember way back a couple years ago, before you was even born. Garuan, what did she say? Bainara asked. The song, whatever that is, told her brother that she got herself caught, and not to return to camp, the Nightblade replied, only a trifle annoyed at having his fascinating story cut short. He's got a half-dozen mare with him, and they're going to try to assassinate the fella that led the Induril army in the war, General Induril Triffith. Uncle Triffith? Bainara asked. Delta Rain, welcome! Yo, welcome Delta. Thank you for the raid. How's it going?
Delta_Rain raided iios channel with 9 friends.
Ooh. Hope you had a great one. How's it going? Hey John Doe, welcome. What hack were you playing? Was it more Akagare? Welcome. Well, y'all have missed, the last 20 minutes of reading. Akagare, wonderful. Wonderful. We had a great time over here. Yeah, I hope you had a great stream, Delta. Thanks for stopping in earlier. We made cookies and macaroni and cheese. Wow, yarrow flower. Cookies. Yarrow flower. Congratulations on getting the ultra rare free VIP. Deserved. Absolutely deserved. Congrats, Yarrow. Yeah, any luck in Akagare? Any exits you cleared or anything like that? Oh, okay. Uncle Triffith, Bainara gasped. Where is he stationed now? Is that for real? It's very real, Yarrow. Yes. Completely real. 2 exits. Huge Delta. Congrats. I know Akagare is really difficult. Oh, my dog. Oh, my dog indeed. Where is he stationed now? I'm not sure myself, Sergio. Do you want me to ask if she knows? Oh, God. How do I even talk about what's going on here? So, we're playing Morrowind 3. It is our first Morrowind 3 playthrough. As part of this, I made a ridiculous, sort of pledge to myself that I would read every book dear viewer, there are so many books in Morrowind. We found in this like bed down here 2 books. They're like 10 minutes each to read out loud. Anyway, these are very dramatic. These are like, this is kind of like the end of, this is like kind of, I think it's history of the family that is the evil people in this game. Reading Rainbow. Yep. Oh, you bet, Hyla. It's good to see you. I'm not sure myself, Sergio. Do you want me to ask if she knows? I'll come with you, said Bainara. As they walked towards Akra's tent, cries of alarm sounded. The situation became abundantly clear even before they reached the site. 3 guards were dead, and the prisoner had escaped. Interesting woman, said Gurruin. Weak heart, but a strong arm. Should we send word of warning to General Induril Trifith? If we can find where he is in time, said Bainara. Thank you. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad it's been fun. It hasn't been boring. Some of the coziest and quiet sort of content it's possible for us to do. Well, since last time I turned down our draw distance a bit, so it's now not, we can still see pretty damn far, but it's not like all the way off into, you know, the other side of the continent. Oof, okay. God damn. Reading. This is shockingly good writing for a book inside a video game. It is, Yarrow Flower, it is. We read a lot of content on the iOS stream. Like I tend to do reading like this. It's actually really well done. There are a few typos, which I feel like for how good the content is. Yes. So I'm using a few mods. Not a ton of mods, Zero, but a few. Here, I should have this in my title. It uses Open Morrowind and then a set of mods called I Love Vanilla. So really the only thing that's upscaled, it's just like AI upscaled textures. That's it. But they look really nice. Cool. Yeah.
You want something, friend?
Hi. Morrowind lore. Theft and foul murder are serious crimes. Theft is punished by fines related to the value of the stolen goods or by hard labor. Foul murder is punished by fines of at least 1,000 drakes or by hard labor, your trade. I am a smith. I make, sell, and repair weapons and armor. I can tell you about the basic armor styles and weapon types. I can also tell you how to take care of worn weapons and worn armor, and sell you the armor tools you need. I also repair weapons and armor for a fee. Okay, repair. Okay, repair all of my stuff. Barter. So right now we're wielding a claymore. And we just got a silver claymore in town. And I kind of want to stay with that. It just has really high... Steel Warhammer has really high damage too, but it just has really high damage overall. That's light armor. This is medium armor. I don't know yet what armor I'm gonna want to go with. God, music is so good though. Repair prongs, repair hammer. I guess I'll take some repair stuff. Offer. Great. Goodbye. We're not really a thief. I don't just want to be stealing and stuff. So I haven't been. What's this? A guard tower. Okay. Okay, so we walked through Pelagiad. We walked through this entry area with all of these houses. And now we go into, like, the main castle thing. This, by the way, this speed is what passes for running in this
freely,
game.
Friend.
In fact, I'm better off jumping. I can move faster by jumping, in all honesty. I don't know how I feel about there just being, like, money and potions in these just chests sitting everywhere. I guess it's good for me, but I cannot tell what is actually I'm actually allowed to take. Like, I feel like I'm gonna get attacked at some point. Maybe I could just take anything inside. Because we could just do this and just gather money. You know, it's kind of lame though. It doesn't say steal anywhere, to be honest. You've been asking Reno what the whole hype of Skyrim was if the graphics were this good in the old games. Oh yeah, yeah. Not quite. And Skyrim looks way better than this. Okay, well, let's go up. Nice, you can even walk up here on the wall. It's pretty cool. Go out here too. It's pretty cool. Nice, okay. I guess our draw distance is still too far. Should it be like, how much less should it be? It should be less though, I think. Here, one second. Let's try that. Man, there's this like little juggle that has to be done. There, that's it. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's better, I think, right? That seems more appropriate. Now we can't see, like, the cities that are on the horizon and stuff, right? It's just, like... Something tells me that this is more appropriate to the original. Okay. Okay, so I'm not sure that we really need anything else at Pelagiad. Let's go to the main area down here. Isn't this the most expressive rolling landscape you've ever seen? Scooey, Huayla. It smells like adventure to me. Yes, it does. Some nice stuff you got here.
Lies beyond the cities, friend.
Yo, hey, Jess. Hans. Shadbach Graberberg. Hello, iios. I'm Shadbach Graberberg, and this is the village of Pelagiad. Okay, great. Latest rumors. Thanks for the follow, Jess. You can still see way more than in the original. That's funny. Aw, thanks, Jess. We have all kinds of different follow alerts. Arguably too many, if I may say so. Promotions come quickly in the Legion if you don't screw up, and they also hand out some pretty choice armor when you get promoted. Necromancy. In the Empire, body and spirit are protected as property and may not be used without permission of the owner, and public display of the living dead is widely prohibited. But necromancy itself is not really illegal. I'm sorry, that seems like a contradiction with the previous sentence. But that's just me. Morrowind lore. Worn out weapons work poorly. Imperial cult. The cult shrine is here, behind that door over there. Okay, great. Background? Barter? So she has some more repair stuff. Okay. And this is an Imperial Cult altar. We wouldn't be such a baddie as to take the gold now, would we? And lucky us, Another book. Just what I wanted to find.
L2_Rain has an extra special
It's good
video
timing,
for us
Delta.
to watch Scoey.
It's good timing because, you know... Oh, it's a short one. Oh, yes. Oh, God, a fucking short book. Yeah, ruined that immersion. Alex Vixen, it's like 200 or something. That just means we're like 10% of the way there. Yeah, the thank you for that little time capsule, Delta. I really appreciate that. You know, honestly, what I need to pull up is here's this Super Mario TV Show episode 3. Amazing what they have on the internet these days. Cool. Okay. Let's read this book. 300, not including the spell books. Well, we better get reading, Alex. You know, buckle up. You know, I can't fully deny that I may eventually get bored of this concept, but at the moment I feel dug in. And the writing has been worth reading. I think if the writing does not feel worth reading, we'll stop. But it's actually been like well realized, very short stories. That kind of like, you know, I'm into it. Ordo Legionis, the most disciplined and effective military force in history. The Imperial Legions preserve the peace and rule of law in the Empire. At need, the Legion garrisons can be swiftly mobilized to protect against invasions or internal disorders. But in Vardenfell district of Morrowind, the local forts help to ensure law and order, providing guards to supplement the local guard units of the temple and great houses Hlaalu, Redoran, and Telvanni. There are 5 Legion garrisons in Vardenfell district. The 3 town garrisons, Moonmoth Legion Fort in Balmora, Buckmouth Legion Fort in Aldrune, and Fort Pelagiad in Pelagiad, are at full complement. The Hawkmoth Legion garrison at Castle Ebonheart is an elite honor guard unit, and also at full complement. The frontier installation, Fort Darius in Nisus Village, is currently the only understrength garrison on Vardenfell. Qualified citizens seeking enlistment in the Imperial Legion should apply to the commander of that garrison, General Darius. The Legion selects candidates on the basis of a superior endurance, the soldierly virtue, and trustworthy personality, the citizen's virtue, for service in the Empire is the model of the duties, for the duties of Imperial citizenship. Troopers are expected to demonstrate mastery of the long blade, the spear, and blunt weapons. Legion troops train with shield and heavy armor, and so must be skilled at blocking and moving in heavy armor. As a trooper or knight, you must master the long blade, spear, and blunt weapons. You must block whatever blows you can and take unblocked blows upon your heavy armor. Recruits must also be proficient at athletics, both to march long distances with heavy packs and to advance and maneuver, charge and retreat on the field of battle. The rating, I will repeat, again, surprisingly competent. And so it's fun so far. It's fun. Would you like to make a donation and receive a blessing? Sure. Restore attributes, I guess. Sick. Getting blessed. Telvanni for life. You did collect all weapons and armor in Elden Ring, so reading every book seems pretty reasonable. We almost collected every armor, Zopdash. I may or may not have stopped.
What's your
Somewhat
story?
close to the end. Hey, Yigfa. And it's a great way to learn the world's lore without beating you over the head with it. Yeah, agreed. Alex, agreed. Blessings of the Nine, iios. I am Yigfa, Fort Pelagiad's healer and an adept of the Imperial cult. I barter for potions and other goods, and can teach a number of spells. All proceeds go to the benefit of the Imperial cult and its many worthwhile projects. Would you like to join the Imperial cult? Do I really want to do that? I don't know. Background. Okay, little secret. You want my advice, rookie? I've been around. I've risen to adept rank in the cult by being smart and careful, and if I were you, I'd stay away from Daedric ruins until you have a little more experience and a heftier kit bag. Morrowind lore. A secret cult called the Sixth House is killing Imperial citizens. My trade. I'm a healer. I have sworn solemn oaths in the College of Restoration to heal the afflicted and cure the diseased. But I have also studied both the unarmored martial arts of the Khajiit and the light armored and blunt weapon styles of the Imperial West, both for self-defense and for disabling or killing dangerous opponents. I sell spells, and I am a spell maker who creates spells to your specifications. I can also teach you in my skills for a fee. Tell me about necromancy. In the Empire, necromancers and vampires are widely confused in the public mind and persecuted, but in remote locations, necromancers are usually free to pursue their studies without legal interference. Another fun thing is how 90% of the NPCs are kind of powerful in their own right, casting spells or carrying swords. It really reinforces that this is a dangerous and strange place. They are all jacked. Like, all of the NPCs, they're as cracked as they are jacked, you know? As the kids say. It's 100% fair. There's a couple of them in that game. Yeah. Yeah, I missed a couple weapons in Elden Ring. By the time we hit the end of the game, I was like, eh. Potions. Oh my god. Alchemists, apothecaries, and healers, as well as general merchants, sell commercial potions. These potions are easy and reliable, but costly. If you have training and skill in alchemy and the necessary apparatus and ingredients, you can make your own homemade potions in the field. The 11 kinds of potions are cure potions, restore potions, fortify potions, resist potions, aquatic potions, mysticism potions, alteration potions, illusion potions, detect potions, shield potions, and toxic potions. Tell me about literally all of them. Toxic potions are potions with undesirable effects. They are not available commercially, and when found, usually represent clumsy or ill-informed attempts to make useful potions by unskilled alchemists. Toxic potions include drain strength, drain intelligence, drain willpower, drain agility, drain speed, drain personality, drain luck, drain health, drain magicka, drain fatigue, drain endurance, and paralyze. Tell me about shield potions. Shield potions protect the subject from various forms of physical attack while injuring attackers in close proximity. Shield potions include Fire Shield, Lightning Shield, and Frost Shield. Services. You can find Imperial Cult services in Fort Buckmouth, Fort Moonmouth, Fort Pelagiad, Fort Darius, Wolverine Hall in Sadrith Mora, Vivek Foreign Quarter, and Imperial Chapels in Ebonheart. Seek training at Wolverine Hall, Fort Buckmouth, Fort Moonmouth, Ebonheart Imperial Chapels, Governor's Hall in Caldera, and Ald Velothi Outpost. Many Imperial Cult locations have healing altars. Restore potions. Restore potions permanently restore abilities and attributes and abilities reduced by harmful spells or supernatural attacks. Okay. Resist potions. Resist potions increase the subject's natural resistance to various harmful forces and conditions. Resist magicka, resist disease. Mysticism potions provide beneficial magical effects from the domain of the Arcane College of Mysticism. Mysticism potions include spell absorption, reflect, dispel, and telekinesis. Illusion potions provide beneficial magical effects from the domain of the Arcane College of Illusion. Illusion potions include Night Eye, Invisibility, and Light. Healing Altar. You may pray at Imperial Cult healing altars and receive blessings, which cure common and blight diseases, cure poisons, and restore attributes. Non-members pay 25 drakes. Newer members pay 10 drakes, while higher-ranking members receive blessings free. Healing altars are found in blah places. Homemade potions. To make homemade potions, you need skill in alchemy, ingredients, and the necessary apparatus. Ingredients can be collected from the animal bodies, plants, and the environment. There are 4 pieces of alchemist's apparatus: mortar and pestle, alembic, calcinator, and retort. Alchemical apparatus comes in grades of quality. Higher quality apparatus is more effective and reliable. Fortify potions. Temporarily increase of attributes and abilities. Detect potions. Provide magical means of perceiving certain classes of things in space. Detect potions include Detect Key, Detect Creatures, and Detect Enchantments. Commercial potions are guaranteed effective. Most come in 5 commercial grades: Bargain, Cheap, Standard, Quality, and Exclusive, increasing in effectiveness and duration according to quality and expense. Some potions only come in only one grade. They produce a single effect and are guaranteed effective. Adventurers lacking magic skills must rely on potions, scrolls, or enchantments when they require the benefits of magic effects. Aquatic potions aid the subject in movement and survival in an aquatic environment. They include water breathing, swift swim, and water walking. Alteration potions provide beneficial magical effects from the domain of the Arcane College of Alteration. Alteration potions include Burden, Feather, and Levitate. Willpower. A creature's willpower is its property of maintaining its purpose and identity in the face of hardship and malign natural and supernatural forces. A creature with strong willpower is better able to resist the effects of hostile spells cast upon it. Strength. A creature's strength is its property of efficiently lifting, carrying, and manipulating objects. A stronger creature can carry a greater weight of armor and equipment and strike more powerful blows with hands and weapons. Speed. A creature's speed is its property of rapid physical articulation and body movements. A speedy creature is able to perform all physical actions from equipping a weapon to running long distances in shorter periods of time. Personality. A creature's personality is its property of exciting the emotions of interest, trust, and loyalty in other creatures. For example, a creature with a powerful personality is more able to persuade, influence other creatures through speech, gesture, and demeanor. Ribbon. Magicka. Yo, hey, Rory, welcome. Player who doesn't know Morrowind. I'm gonna go murder hobo on the village. Old man. I don't think so, noob. Yeah, we pretty much got our butt beat trying to kill some thieves our first night playing this. What is this, a book? It's a green book and then a frog looking at squares. Looking at more books. Oh, all I see is books, Delta.
I want it!
Yo, Benny Hill.
I spent so many hours playing this game in college. This is a top 10 game.
Welcome, Benny Hill, welcome. We are so flippin' dedicated right now. So dedicated to reading. I'm glad you had a fun time with it. A bunch of friends, it seems, had a great time playing this back in the day. It's my first time playing at Benny Hill. It's been fun so far. The gameplay parts and the reading. I am assuming that at some point I'll start to reach a critical mass where I'll be like, yeah, okay, we've read this book, or yeah, okay, we're going to go and, fight this person. Eventually. A creature's magic is a measure of its reserves of supernatural energies. Spellcasting creatures expend supernatural energies from their reservoirs when they create magical effects. This reservoir is replenished by resting and by other arcane methods. Hey, welcome, 25. Luck. A creature's luck is its property of aligning itself with the subtle currents of fate and destiny. This is the most subtle of fundamental attributes, and can only be judged by observation of the favorable and unfavorable outcomes of a creature's actions over a long period of time. Intelligence. A creature's intelligence is its property of reasoning, analysis, and retention of facts and experience. Other than its critical utility in problem solving, this property is most important for the comprehension. Yo, Hooligan Grundy, welcome! Thanks for the raid. Oof, oh my god. I'm about to read so much, my lips are going to go numb.
Grundy raided Yo's channel with 3 friends.
Thank you, Hooligan, for the raid. How was your stream? Hope you had a great one. We're playing Morrowind. Yeah. We're learning about basic attributes. A creature's intelligence is its property of reasoning and okay, I read this. Problem solving. Comprehension and manipulation of the arcane forces associated with magic, and creatures with high intelligence are proven to have greater capacity to cast larger and more powerful spell effects. Health. A creature's health is a measure of its capacity to withstand physical punishment. A creature with weak health succumbs easily to disease or injury, while the creature with exceptional health can endure and survive deadly diseases and injuries. Fatigue. A creature's fatigue is a measure of its capacity for extended physical exertion. The greater a creature's fatigue attribute, the longer it can run, swim, and fight. Endurance. A creature's endurance is its property of sustained expenditure of physical energy and its resistance to bodily injury. A creature with greater endurance can withstand long periods of physical exertion without suffering from exhaustion, and is less likely to suffer permanent harm or death from disease or physical injuries. Cure potions. Cure potions remove diseases and harmful conditions. Cure potions include cure poison, cure common disease, cure paralyzation, and cure blight disease. Agility. A creature's agility is its property of coordination and mobility. For example, an agile creature is able to target its blows accurately and effectively. Don't worry, we're almost there. Martial arts. The unarmed, unarmored martial arts traditions of the Marshmarrow, Salt Rice, and Golden Reed societies of the dissident priests, patterned on the Rain of Sand fighting state styles of elsewhere, are slow to be adopted in the Empire. Associated as they are with the ascetic renunciation of worldly wealth, material goods, and the rigid disciplines and mystical philosophies so alien to the Imperial West. Fundamental attributes. The 11 fundamental attributes of natural and supernatural beings are agility, endurance, fatigue, health, intelligence, luck, personality, speed, strength, willpower, magicka. Scholars and sages of the 6 magic colleges are familiar with these fundamental attributes from the works of the earliest Aldmeri philosophers, and the concepts have been adopted by all the other scholarly disciplines of imperial culture. Disease. In Morrowind, you worry about 3 kinds of disease: common disease, blight disease, and corpus disease. Common disease isn't so bad. You can get cured at shrines or temples easily, but you need to get cured or people don't want to talk with you. Blight disease is more serious, and potions and cures are harder to come by. Corpus disease can't be cured, and some say vampirism is a disease, but the only cure for a vampire is destroying it. Policy on vampires is kill on sight or run on sight. Vampirism. I've heard some say that vampirism is a disease, but no temple or cult has ever been able to cure it, and I've never heard of a mage's spell that could cure it. But I admit, I've never encountered a vampire and never thought about how to treat one. I think I'd be more worried about getting away from one than curing it, and I don't know how it is in the rest of the Empire, but here we know vampires are terribly dangerous and evil, and we destroy them on sight if we could. Corpus disease. Corpus is a rare form of blight disease. Sometimes crusaders get it from fighting corpus monsters inside the ghost fence. We can't cure it. Victims are sent to the Corpusarium beneath Telfir, the tower of the Telvanni wizard Devaethfir. Victims go mad and the body becomes fat and distorted with unnatural growths. It is always fatal. Sometimes it progresses slowly, sometimes in a matter of days. Corpus is a deadly disease, profoundly affecting a victim's mind and body. That's a true statement. That's a true quote. Symptoms include dementia, violent behavior, and distorted, disfiguring skin growths. It may be contracted from corpus beasts or other blight monsters. Common disease. There are 16 common diseases. And I'm going to tell you about all of them. I've encountered on Vardenfell: rock joint, hell joint, whitbane, chills, serpiginous dementia, green spore, dampworm, rust chenier, rust chancre, droops, ataxia, wither, swamp fever, collie wobbles, brown rot, yellow tick rattles. We group their effects in 3 levels: mild, serious, and acute. Serious and acute are more dangerous, of course, but none of them are fatal. But you must get them cured or they weaken you and people won't want to talk to you. Tell me about blight disease. The 4 blight diseases I've seen here on Vardenfell are Ash Chonker, Chanthrax, Blackheart, Ash Woe. They are all contracted from blighted creatures or from exposure to blight storms. You don't have to worry about blight storms unless you're entering the Red Mountain region. You need resistance to blight disease protections to go there. I got dampworm after an outing in the Red Light District. Damn it, Ham, well now nobody wants to talk to you. So you'd better go to, planned magic personhood and get that shit cured. Or, go join the Imperial cult. Apparently they heal you for free. Well, it's 10 drakes for, for new cult members. Yellow tick. Yellow tick is a mild common disease affecting a victim's strength and mobility. Symptoms include dark bruise-like swelling sensitive to touch and may be contracted from the least kagudi. Wither is a mild common disease that affects a victim's strength and endurance. Symptoms include loss of energy and shortness of breath. It may be contracted from drug. Whitbane is an acute common disease affecting a victim's memory and thought processes. Symptoms include loss of memory and disorientation. It may be contracted from the rat. Swamp fever is a mild common disease affecting the victim's strength and behavior. Symptoms include high body temperature and delirium. It may be contracted from the mud crab. Serpiginous dementia is a serious common disease affecting the victim's mind and behavior. Symptoms include hallucinations and an itchy and unsightly scaly skin condition resembling snake scales. It may be contracted from the bull netch and betty netch. Rust chonker is a mild common disease affecting a victim's mobility and behavior. Symptoms include swelling and rash and painful muscle spasms. It may be contracted from the waist rat. Rock joint is an acute common disease affecting a victim's manual dexterity. Symptoms include painful swelling and immobility of all joints. It may be contracted from the domesticated guar or dusky elit. Rattles is a mild common disease affecting a victim's willpower and dexterity. Symptoms include muscle spasms and listlessness. It may be contracted from the Nix hound. Hell joint is a mild common disease affecting a victim's mobility and dexterity. Symptoms include persistent irritation and inflammation of joints. It may be contracted from the girdle-tailed cliff racer. Green spore is a serious common disease affecting a victim's behavior. Symptoms include irritability and violent outbursts and may include mild dementia. It may be contracted from slaughterfish. Droops is a serious common disease that affects a victim's strength. Symptoms include weak and flaccid muscle tissues. Hey, Ham, are you listening? I think this might be what you have. It may be contracted from all forms and stages of Kawama. I don't know why I don't know why I needed to say that. Damp worm is a serious common disease affecting a victim's mobility. Symptoms include uncontrollable muscle spasms and twitching. It may be contracted from the Nix hound. By the way, Ham, it was great to see you playing Fall Guys last night. I had a really great time watching. I feel like I was learning how to play better at the game from watching you. Collywobbles is a serious common disease affecting a victim's strength. I did. Ham, it seems like a very difficult game. Do you have any big gamer tips if I want to get good at Fall Guys? Symptoms include uncontrollable shaking and chronic weariness. It may be contracted from the fiery shulk. Chills is an extremely dangerous. I called you out at one point knowing you weren't actually there. I was there at certain points. Watching you throw your little self through, I don't know, you're like standing on platforms with other little people and you're jumping through spinning hole things with other people. Just jump. Yeah. Well, I didn't have anything nice to say, Ham, so, I didn't say anything. Oh, we have fun. We have fun. Abandonment issues. Speaking of abandonment issues, Delta, where were you on Thursday night, Delta Rain? Because it wasn't here in stream. Chills is an extremely dangerous common disease affecting the victim's mind and coordination. Symptoms include clumsiness and mental confusion. It may be contracted from the Bone Walker, Skeleton, Greater Bone Walker, or Bone Lord. Brown rot is a mild common disease affecting the victim's strength and behavior. Symptoms include necrosis and sleeplessness. It may be contracted from the Bone Walker, Skeleton, Greater Bone Walker, or Bone Lord. Chanthrax is an acute blight disease affecting a victim's dexterity and mobility. It may be contracted from corporous beasts or other blight monsters. Okay, well, good, Delta. It's the least you could do if you couldn't be awake for my stream. Blackheart is an acute blight disease affecting a victim's strength and endurance. It may be contracted from corporous beasts or other blight monsters. There's an Elder Scrolls D&D supplement. That's pretty cool. Does it include literally all of this text? Ataxia is a mild common disease affecting the victim's strength and dexterity. Symptoms may include generalized pain and muscle stiffness. It may be contracted from slaughterfish. Ash chancre is an acute blight disease affecting a victim's behavior. It may be contracted from corpus beasts or other blight monsters. Ash woe is an acute blight disease affecting a victim's will and thought processes. It may be contracted from corpus beasts or other blighted creatures. Okay. Do we want to join the Imperial cult? I'm not 100% sure that we do. I mean, it's right here, but, you know, I'm just not that psyched about it. Okay, this person has some really good spells. Cure poison. It's a self-heal. That's a big deal. We have self-heal and self-poison here. What does righteousness do? It, like, sucks up health. Okay, so we're gonna get the heal, and then I'm gonna sell some more stuff. You don't buy that item? Buy it. Damn you. Take that. Whatever. Take these crappy potions for now. Oh shit. Okay, offer. Okay, now we can come in and we can get antidote. Turn undead? Is this like a good against undead? Okay, take that too. Holy shit. Alright, well we talked for literally a million years. A million years later. Okay, but as on the bright side, we got Belina's efficacious bomb, which is really good because that is a self-heal. 3 to 22 points of healing in 1 second. And it only costs 3 magicka, which is great for us because we have 50. 21% chance of success blows. Dude. Holy shit. Okay. I almost feel like the game wants us just to like sit around and heal. And just like spam our spells. Okay. New friend, you're the guard captain.
Yes?
Yes? Alright. You know what time it is. Maybe you don't. Sent us a lovely video. A lovely little spider video. Which I love. I need this to open in the right window though, or this is gonna be tough. Shit. I might have a hard time playing this, Claire. Because it's not on the, it's not like showing up on the screen it usually is. I'm gonna look at this right after, Claire, but thank you for sharing. I like have a third screen and it like VLC like plays over there. And I can't get it from over there to over here. It's actually, it's like, it's kind of for stupid reasons, but thank you for sharing the video. Yes, and it is also in the Discord, for sure. Well, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to Morrowind. We just read text for 12 hours. It's a shadow of somebody upstairs, presumably, or a ghost, or both. But let's go back outside. Here we are. She was also on West Wing from 02 to 03. I've watched like all of West Wing a couple of times, and I feel like I'm not the first person to say that. No, you're like at least the second Euro. I feel like I have deja vu otherwise. This is a standard Tuesday in Brooklyn. Yeah, approximately. Danica's always been a cutie. Everybody crushed on that sweet girl. Okay. It's only because my only impression of this person is as a child, that I'm slightly like, everybody's into this little kid, huh? But I'm sure it's not like that. Tell me to the screens of your home world, Usul. I was a child too. Oh yeah, so it was all chill. So even less draw distance. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Shit. Even less draw distance, you seem. Or you say. They tell me that this is too much draw distance.
Speak freely, friend.
Yeah, child-on-child attraction, not a crime. Anyway, moving on. You only heard good things about West Wings, but it seems like a lot to get into 10 plus years later. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's kind of like long. It's very long. Is it too far? Too much draw distance? What hill are you even trying to die on here? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It's funny, we walk like shit, but we can jump really far and fast. And is that because our athletics is terrible? Our athletics is bad. Our acrobatics is 25 points higher than our athletics. So we walk slow as hell, but we jump like incredibly far at the moment. Hell yeah, yeah. Your favorite long show is Stargate? Benoit? See, maybe, no, I was asking somebody about Battlestar Galactica. I think it was Delta who was like, don't watch it. But should one still watch Stargate these days? Benoit? It's good to see you, Misfortune. How's it going? And also, hey, Lifa. Bradley Whitford and Allison Janney, yeah. Yeah. I'm terrible naming actors' names on command, but there were a bunch of people in West Wing who went on to do different stuff. I enjoyed Martin Sheen as the president.
You have to stuff your heart with steel wool and tinfoil. You must be ruthless. You must be
Lifa, thank
absolute.
you.
Remember always you are the exterminator. Say it.
I am the exterminator.
Say it like you mean it.
I am the exterminator.
Yo, thank you so much, Lifa, for the sub.
Say not that loud.
You are the exterminator,
Lifa is
Lifa.
the exterminator.
Hell yeah, everybody's the exterminator tonight. Seriously, thank you so much. Enjoy the emotes. Welcome to the stream. It's really, really great to have you. I super appreciate it. It's long but reasonably easy to watch. West Wing, yeah, it clips along for sure. Stargate 1 is a great show. Stargate 1 is awesome in a terrible way. It sounds like a me kind of way. Oh my god, things are happening.
I wish I was not a bad bitch all the time.
No,
Like sometimes I
not
wish I
allowed.
was just a okay bitch.
Absolutely not allowed.
Pimlico is a bad bitch all the time.
Yeah, you're a bad bitch all the time, RB. Welcome. Well, thank you, RB. Thank you for the 14 months. You too. Yes, you too. Next month, you'll be the exterminator, RB. I have faith. Zopdash, you watched Stargate 1. The movie was a modern classic. Hooligan. Lex is the true king of sci-fi. I enjoyed Legion. I watched an episode or a season of Legion. This is a completely different thing, but watch Battlestar if you want, but don't expect any of the compelling plot lines they hint at to have any satisfying resolution whatsoever. Yeah, it's funny that Mario is an American wrestler. Or Mario's actor. Morrowind lore, foul murder is punished by compensation, hard labor, or sometimes by writ of assassination. The last season was a shit show.
Madame, what is it?
When you got laid off, you watched all of it, Dan and Webb? Yeah, I'll definitely... Okay, so was this locked? I will definitely add it to my beautiful endless list of content to consume. Hi! No book, no book, no book. Okay, no book. Great. What's up with you, Airval? Do you have a graphics mod? Yes, Bonmoir, I do. So we have a few mods. It's a pretty short list. The shade or the textures are AI upscaled. Sorry, it's a lot of reading. It's a lot of reading to keep up with. Soul sickness. I'm telling you, it's making me worried. My neighbor was outside in the middle of the night last night, running around talking nonsense, and in the morning he doesn't remember a thing about it. Those scholars talk stuff about delusion diseases and such. What the hell does that mean? And why can't the priest cure it? I don't know. I don't know. Airval. Something about these, I'm not sure if they're wood elves or what, but the fact that they have just one name makes them really, like, kind of cute somehow, you know? I just got the one name. Are you gonna commit to Stargate, iOS? Well, I mean, not now. Maybe one day I'll watch it. I will consider watching it at some point. Legion was pretty nice. I really liked the first season. I kind of dropped off after the first season, but really, really enjoyed the first one. I need to check out the rest of it. There's a late episode of Stargate 1 that requires you to watch Farscape to get the joke. And of course, everyone should watch Farscape. Well, like Katanen, you know. Well, now I need to watch Farscape. Because how could I let myself not get the joke? Latest rumors. At first it seemed the fuss about the Nerevarine prophecy was just silly superstition. Then I learned that the Dunmer have been waiting for Lord Nerevar to come back for centuries. The Incarnate, they call it. Every few years an Ashlander appears and the tribes call him the Incarnate. Then the temple goes out, hunts him down, and reveals him as a fake. Why does the temple worry so much about it? Farscape is pretty dope, certifiable, yeah. Little advice. Yavanna Solarin at the temple in Molag Mar is the most knowledgeable acrobat I know. I didn't say best acrobat. There's others who can leap higher and jump farther, but she can talk acrobat talk better than any other acrobat I've ever met. Thanks. Thank you for telling me that. Morrowind lore. Dunmer say they hate necromancers, vampires, and all undead. They guard their tombs with the ghosts and animated spirits of their ancestors. What's the difference? Eve's Guild. Look for guild operatives. Okay, we've seen this before. Goodbye. Cool. Can we pick these? Cork bulbs? Nice place you got here. It would be shame if someone came along and screwed it all up. What did I get exactly? I can't even tell. It requires you to be aware of Star Trek? Well, off to Star Trek I go then. That's that. Bread, crab meat, comberry, codiflower, green lichen, hackle lowleaf, crush fiber, marshmallow, quama egg, quama thing. Trama root. Is it the trama root? Cork bulb root. Maybe I failed to harvest before? Cork bulb root. There it is. Okay. Cure paralyzation. Restore health for 1 second. Well, no offense, friend, but... Okay, I thought he was coming for me. Farscape is pretty good. I think Jin Henson did the puppetry. There's puppetry in Farscape? I had no clue. I had a different vision, I think, in my head. You might watch Dan Stevens in anything. Later episodes that bet hard on being loopy at the expense of plot cohesion, but overall Legion is a good weird show. Gotcha. Yeah, I will have to keep watching Legion, honestly. God knows I like to finish what I start. Okay. We right-click, we look in our inventory for our directions to Balmora, which we have to pick up and drop on ourselves. Okay. Past the village of Pelagiad on your right. The road continues north, then swings northeast until it reaches a 4-way intersection. The road to Balmora turns left, northwest. Okay, and descends into a volcanic ravine. Okay. Okay, I think that's the road up there. Too good for puppets. Watch all the sci-fi shows, iOS. Chat demands it. I want to. Right after I finish reading every word of text in this here video game, Claire. And not a minute before. You know, as much fun as this is, a real map would be nice. You know, because we found like that like cave. There's like a cave down on the right down there. It's more like a crypt. Yay! Balmora. Ba 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 ba. We're walking, Balmora. All along, everybody's been telling me the way to see Morrowind is on foot. Here we are, Scooby. What's this thing over here? Let's go see. Will I eventually get better at running just from running? It's so slow. Let's go get wrecked. Cavern door to Ulumusa. Sick. Okay. Yeah, bring it. Fucking bring it. Ow. Oh shit. She's jacked. Holy fuck. This is ridiculous, dude. Ow. Oh my word, dude. The fuck. I mean, the silver sword, it's a silver claymore. My damage range is good. Thrust is 1 to 16. It's not, other stuff has not had that much higher of a thrust stat. No, we're gonna die, but what the fuck, man? Maybe it's just the game telling me I should come back later. All I do is chop. Oh, I guess that was a stab. I don't even know how to do it different. That's a swing.
Ahoy there.
That's a swing too. Hey, Balint, welcome. Like, I don't know how it decides. Ow.
Surrender your life to me and I will end
Oh,
your pain.
okay.
You Enwa!
Ah. Ah. It's like it... Maybe it's the direction I'm pulling... Maybe it's the direction I'm
Surrender
pulling
your life to me
the...
and I will end your pain.
This part is like Skyrim's... Yeah, it is like Skyrim's granddad, Rory. I think it's about... Yeah, it's... Right, so it's like key presses. That makes sense. Ugh. We did it! Holy shit, okay. That's a little more like it. Hey, friend.
Yay.
So we're okay on weighted stuff. Yay! Yay! You can also just set in the options to only use the best attack. Interesting. I think we'll leave it. We'll keep the strats in place. Huge. Yeah, the combat is like appealingly like Skyrim's, sort of. Okay, and so instead of this, we can do... Yeah, so now we have Efficacious Balm. And now we... Okay, so it works sometimes. And I guess the only way to get better is by casting the spell, so... There we go, okay. Alright. Alright. Athletics is a big grind. Oh, here we go.
Run while you still can, child. Oh. I will bathe in your blood.
Eat my blade, sir. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Okay. Yay. Oh. Oh. Okay. I'm not just like walking into someone else's. These are like what they call outlaws, right? Memories of training of divination and magic in EverQuest by repeatedly casting blind on myself.
Bathe in your blood.
Okay, here's what we do. We drink some Flynn. No, he's healing. Oh, this is terrible. Yo, we knocked him down. Sick. I sold all of my potions too. How could I have done this to myself? Yeah, I sense a lot of casting, spam casting spells on ourselves. Tank on tank battle. Yeah, we could have had this if we just like were better. This is terrible. Oh, it's terrible. He does like 1 billion fucking damage with that hammer. Okay, I gotta go in one more time. Shit. Okay, part of what we do here is we drink our Flynn early.
You will die where you stand.
He just wasted a lot of time healing himself for real. Yo, our long blade skill went up. That's nice. Come on. Come on. Yes! First try! Fuck yes! Good draw, Harry Brex. Eat sword! Belt of Northern Nuck. Cool. Give me your money, Scooey. Common ring. Sure. God Rod. Yeah, good old God Rod. Sounds about right. Always good for a laugh. A steel warhammer, you say? I'll take it. iios, you can swing the sword, but can you hit him? You know, 4 or 5 saves later, I sure can. 4 or 5 saves later, I showed him. I guess we take this for now. Close. I'm honestly a little low in just like carrying ability. I was fuck this childish cartoon. Let's get back to Morrowind. Morrowind, you get the belt of Muck. You know, this is gameplay. This is serious, Delta, okay? This is very serious. I didn't spend 4 hours over the last 2 Morrowind streams reading books for some childish nonsense, okay? Okay, lock. Okay, open this. Nothing! Nothing! Oh, we are healed. Okay, well, that's fine, though. We'll still rest. Yo, is this our new house? Is this where we live now? Dispose of that corpse. Gone. I think this is where we live now. They lived here. We killed them. It's ours. Let's chill. That's great. Yo, we have some drugs. Yo, a lot of drugs.
I must now Skyrim away to the land of oblivion. Until Tomorrowwind, have a nice night.
Adieu, Avarice. Have a great rest of your evening. This is heavy, so yeah, we can't... It's not even that valuable. Really, what's valuable in this game? Not weapons. It's potions. Like, none of these clothes are... I mean, I'll wear extravagant pants. Well, why the hell not? Yeah, oh, fuck yeah, we have pants now. Get rid of those common pants. Look how far you've come since the days of breaking daggers in a cave, despite not being able to hit anything. We're getting there. We're going places. It's just too heavy. All of this gear is just too heavy to carry around. Wear it. Hell yeah, wearing a ring. You can wear so much gear. Alright, I guess... Whoa. A goody hide. Sick. Okay, I guess now is as good a time as any. Yo, hey, Ayakin also, it's good to see you. Were you reading the lusty Argonian maids? Yeah, it's unfortunate. We've yet to get to the Argonian smut in Morrowind, but I'm holding out hope, Ayakin. I'm holding out hope. It's like Southern Nuck, but under a woolly blanket. Get skooma, get money! Potions! Yeah, big money in potions. Moon sugar rules everything around me. Dollar bills, y'all. Or, drakes, y'all. They're called drakes? God, I'm so on it as a player and a streamer. Okay, so this is just like an open scroll. This is just like an unlock scroll for blocks up to like 50-ish. I'm sorry, where's... There it is. Okay. Okay, let's try some... Let's try making some potions, okay, with all of our ingredients. So, like, the way I would usually do this in later games is, like, you pick items that have overlapping effects. Okay, well, I guess crab meat can add restore fatigue. And, like, if we put bread and crab meat together, it failed. Wow, we're so bad at it. Okay. What the hell? I mean, I guess, you know, we just create potions as much as we can. Got 10 fingers, you should be able to wear 10 rings. I failed. Damn it. I almost don't even care. I just want to get things out of my inventory. Your potion failed. I don't even care if it's bad. I just feel good. To have made something functioning. Okay. Well, we made a bunch of crap. Great. Amazing. Amazing. So much fun. Well, before we leave, anything else? Anything else here we can pilfer? We found their home, and we murdered them, and we took everything of value from within it. So I guess that means we're ready to go. Well, this has been just great. You know what? And let's just click the button, the go away button. Goodbye forever. Dispose of that corpse. Proud of you. The magic pushes them away from one another. Like magnets.
This reminds me of a core memory of a cousin taping the jump button down and leaving this game on for hours to match some kind of stat.
Hell yeah, Glass, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Brundle, Fly, and Co. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. Yeah, it is that kind of vibe. It's like, oh, I could just like jump for a long time and get better at jumping, you know? I totally did the same thing but with sneaking, right? Where I like held down the crouch button and like walked into a wall and like a building for 5 hours to get maximum sneak. I did that in Oblivion for sure. Ugh, enemies are nearby. Okay, I guess let's rest. Let's like rest in our little cave. Anybody else remember the enchantment meme from Morrowind? Or is that like in another dimension? Rest. Oh shit. Rest. Yeah, I absolutely did the same thing. First you get the money, then you get the skooma, and then you get the power. But I want the power now. Yo, this... Oh my god, okay. Okay, thank you for your... stuff. Okay, so we continue on our merry way down the road. Yeah, it's from the Danaweb. Oh, our athletic skill rose. Sick. Yeah, it was amazing that that guy with the hammer just decided to sit there and cast spells at us instead of, you know, hammering us like he should have done. Hey, friend, what's up with you?
Should you need something, I will be happy to oblige.
Cool, you seem fun. Begging your pardon, have you seen a bandit nearby? I must find him. Bandit nearby. Yes, I was just walking along here, minding my own business. Suddenly a bandit jumped at me from behind. He was a dark elf, a strong, dashing dark elf. He didn't harm me in any way, although he did take my jewels. He was quite gentle, and he talked to me for what seemed like forever. Jewels. What's that? Oh, never mind the jewels. I just want to find the bandit again. He was charming and funny, and I simply must see him again. His name? Nilos. Nilos Onmar. A name that will stay on my lips for eternity. Perhaps you can find him for me? Please, I cannot live without knowing if he could ever love me. I have nothing to offer you in return, but could you not help me for the sake of love? Sure, I will try and find this man, if only for love's sake. Maury's left glove has been added to your inventory. Cool. Jewels. Yes, they were taken, but that's of little importance. It's the man who took them I must find. Okay. I've agreed to try and find the bandit. She believes he is in Pelagiad. So perhaps I can find out more about him there. Well, I guess we're not so far from home, are we? I wonder if I need to have stamina, be like using stamina to actually be getting experience in athletics. I'm not sure. Love an NPC with good hair. Yeah, that one is like unusually good looking. So just so we know, is Balmora that way? Yeah, Balmora is that way. Okay, well, back we go to Pelagiad. So if we only get experience, I'm just gonna have to assume we get experience even when we have no stamina. Otherwise, we'll literally be here for... It's just the most boring gameplay imaginable. It's just like walk 10 feet, wait for your stamina to recharge. Walk 10 more feet, wait for your stamina to recharge. Oh, hey, Austin, welcome. Welcome back. You've missed a few real swell hours of Morrowind. We've all learned a lot. Everybody was really excited for a moment about Stargate, which is good to learn. You can gauge really whether you should watch a piece of media by... I remember falling asleep while walking in this game. I was just walking. But the macaroni was cromulent, really. It was tremendous. You had a dream where you were still playing and you met a witch and a Nord. Wow. You just press the auto walk button. There's an auto walk button? Wait, where is it? You can just leave and do other shit. Always run is... No, that's always run, though. Auto run is Q. Okay. Barscape and Stargate are now on the list, yeah. Ugh, it's so bright. All right, first things first, we talk to people outside. Looking, hello,
Yes,
ahoy there.
What is it?
Okay, not you. Nilos Onmar. Nilos Onmar? I've seen him around here. Quiet man, keeps to himself. Not too sure
there.
what he does, actually. Other folks might know more than I do, though. Might check in the tavern. They get all sorts of folks there, okay?
Speak up.
Okay. Nilos Onmar. He's in the tavern here somewhere. Check over by the bar.
Please join me.
Well.
So where do you
ha. Maury's. Wait a minute. Let me see this glove first. I wish I could inspect it more. We just get her glove. Maury's glove. You have what? How odd. She was a lovely young woman, but what would she want with a rogue like me? She is beautiful, though, and seemed sweet. For the first time in my life, I actually felt a little remorse for robbing someone. I should see her again. Here, take this. Tell her you have a note from Nilos. I must see her again. I won't forget this, friend. Your journal has been updated. Okay. Note. Tell me about the note. Yes, just tell her you have a note from Nilos. I think she'll be happy with it. Tell me about Nilos. Maury's glove. Until I am with her again, I'll keep it close to my heart. Now go. She must get that letter. Okay. Tap and Q. And we're walking. This, yeah. I said it the other night, but this walk speed is slower than what I would expect. A run speed, I mean, like, this run speed is slower than what I would expect a walk speed to be in many games. I didn't know I needed to, I needed to, like, build my character to be able to walk competently. Like, so anyway, yeah, so we can jump very well, but we can't walk for shit. That's the sitch. Back road to Pelagiad. You even walk, bro? Yeah, Austin, I hope you had a great rest. The cookie was fun. The cookie went really well, I have to say. Tooting my own horn vigorously. just us in the road, you know? Okay, where are you, person? This is... Okay, we met her a little farther down. Gameplay. Did the chocolate chip number meet with your approval? It did. I approved thoroughly. Just right. Not too many.
What can I help you with?
Okay, a note. Oh wait, let's read the note. Mori, truly, I was enchanted with you from the moment I saw you. I beg your forgiveness for my past transgressions. While I cannot imagine what a woman of your beauty and breeding would see in a rogue such as me, I thank the gods that you have sent for me. I will come to you as soon as I can. Until then, yours, Nilos. Okay, note from Nilos. He gave you a letter to give to me? Wonderful. Thank you so. I knew that he cared. You know, you didn't have to do all of this for me, and I really appreciate it. You're clearly a wonderful person. You should visit my friend Barnund Elroli in Tel Brenora. He is a wonderful person, and I think the two of you would get along famously. Thanks. I don't care about them at all anymore. Okay, well, great. Lucky you. See ya. Farewell. No more than 4 chips per cookie. I think it's just like... I don't know, I just like the cookie part more than I like the chocolate chip sometimes. 90% staring into space zombie at that point. I'm glad you recovered. Boop, 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 boop. And what's this? There's just a ton of doors. There's just doors and it's like little hobbit holes. Like, what's this? Oh, a place where we fight to the death is what it is. A worn cavern door trapped? Huh? Ahoy! Okay. A Nyx hound. Cool. Thea. Hello? Are you okay?
Die, fetcher!
Oh. Ow. Oh.
You Enwa!
Ah.
Your pain is nearing an end.
Cast the spell. Ah, that's more like it.
This is the end of you, Sweat!
No.
You will suffer greatly.
Yeah, what is that? It's a Nyx hound, which is a thing. God damn it. God fucking damn it.
Your pain is nearing an end.
God damn it.
Your pain is nearing an end.
Fucking damn it. Okay. It depends. It just depends. And then the damage is variable too. It's annoying. And then I actually fully died from the trap there. That's amazing. I don't even know how these traps work.
You will suffer greatly. Oh. This is the end of you, Swit.
Wait, so now I just die to this trap? I don't even know how do I untrap it?
No escape.
Okay, that's what we do. We just both have weapons that have really big damage ranges. God damn it. You can get stuck when jumping on them. One of the mods that was recommended for like all installs is one that like fixes the fences essentially. I cannot competently use any magic. Or weapons, actually. So it's like our chance to hit is a huge range, and our damage is a huge range. And so, how? It's terrible.
Your life's end is approaching.
Okay. Just like D&D.
Die, Fetcher!
Okay. We can handle this.
I have you.
We have an advantage over her. Save's coming.
Your pain is nearing an end.
Yeah, we don't have any arrows. We don't have any of this stuff.
Now you die.
It's interesting to me that the first time we were able to just walk through.
You will die.
See, look at that damage, you know, like. Your stamina is very low. I use it just by walking anywhere. This also heals between 1 and like, it heals between like 2% and 50% of my health randomly. And it fails like 80% of the time. No, we're not encumbered. Okay.
Let me live.
Suck it. Victory! Okay. See, I don't think I want any of this. Guess I want her shirt. I dig that shirt. But I like my chitin Cuirass 5 armor rating. Okay, GG. Okay. Okay, we have another one. Why not? $37 long blade. Okay. Okay, a lot of bones, some rat meat. More rat meat. Oh, what an experience. What an experience. Alright, what is this?
Now you die!
Great. Great.
Now you die! You Enwa!
You're an Enwa.
Now you die! Your pain is nearing an end.
Okay. A fat loot. Take it. Give me that fat loot. I mean, but it's not the right kind of fat loot though. It's like a fat L-U-T-E. You get it? Christ, we're very... I have nothing to fight this. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we have another enemy up here to the left. Yeah, your chance that drops dramatically when you run out of stamina here. Well, I'll turn off the run always command. How about that?
Your life's end is approaching. Surrender your life to me, and I will end your pain.
This is what gameplay was like back in the 2000s. Children, okay? This is what it was like. This was the pinnacle of gameplay. It's your ratio. It's the ratio versus your max stamina. Oh my god. Part of me wonders if these wouldn't be allies later on or something if I didn't sit here and murder them. Oh, I got knocked down. Oh shit. Come on. There we go. And I love that the music just transitions right back to kind of music. Dispose of that corpse. Give me that hackle hoe leaf. Give me that hound meat. Give me that bread. God, I'm just... anytime I walk anywhere, it's a mistake. Eek!
Your pain is nearing an end.
Okay.
Your pain is nearing an end.
She detects me like that. That's bad for me, actually.
Your pain is nearing an end.
Okay, so we have more enemies up there. We have enemies back here. Oh, whoops, I want this. And then let me use this. Oh, okay. We have this like bargain bin healing we can use. What a bunch of NWAs. It's something where hopefully the stamina thing doesn't matter later on. It would matter a ton in the early game, yeah. I used to fight IRL in the 2000s too. Different time. Different time. Okay. Is missing fun, which is the beginning of ambient misses being removed from Guild Wars 1, yeah.
There is no escape.
It's a choice. It's a choice. It's just a trade-off. I respect them for doing it here. Okay, so I guess we're walking from now on. Look at this. I guess we walk. Fuck off, lady. I guess we walk from now on. That's what the game is teaching us. Gauntlets. Gauntlets. Pants. Common shirt. Like, this is us now. Look, this is how fast we walk. Okay, we move faster here because we're towards the end of this space, and we'll walk back. Okay, bread. Drum. Expensive shoes. Oh, I have my boots, though. Shame. I've yet to really... I'm not sure that I've found anything... Besides our belt of northern Nuck, I'm not sure we found any really great items in these caves. One of the strongest arguments was for PvP that making hits normally guaranteed meant miss could communicate the enemy actively doing something. A boiled netch level leather cuirass. Still not as good as our chitin. We can rest though until we're healed. Great. Alrighty. So I guess I can keep running. I just need to know when to slow down before going into how openly does Samuel L. Jackson love hentai? We learned things that day. All right, here we go.
You Inma.
Okay. Well, stamina management is the way to go. Common belt. Common. Hooray! We found a book! The 36 Lessons of Vivek. Sermon 16. Huzzah. Okay, well, we'll read that in just a moment. Oh, it's trapped. Not badly trapped, though. Okay. Okay. Having to, like, equip the lock is a little annoying. Thank you. Dire Shard Arrow. Frost damage on strike. Cool. Spare some skooma, Outlander. Hey, welcome, Fast Angel. I keep having to throw it all out because all of the shop merchants psychically know that I have it on me. Okay, we'll read this book in 1 second. Yep, we're walking. We're walking here. Can I trigger this? I'm not really sure how to read. Okay. Okay. See, we're fine. It's all good. Oh no. We found 4 books. Ancestors in the Dunmer. The Annotated Anuad. The Anticipations. The Book of Dawn and Dusk. Well, that's exciting. Exciting because it means that we get to read these here books. Scooey. Alright. Your axe skill increased to 6. The 36 Lessons of Vivek, Sermon 16. The Hortator wandered through the morning hold, wrestling with the lessons he had learned. They were slippery in his mind. He could not always keep the words straight and knew that this was a danger. Scooey! He wandered to find Vivek, his lord and master, the glory of the image of Veloth, and found him, of all places, in the Temple of False Thinking. Yo, welcome back, Magic Pen. There, clockwork shears were taking off Vivek's hair. A beggar king had brought his loom and was making of the hair an incomplete map of adulthood and death. Nerevar said, "Why are you doing this, my lord?" Vivek said, "To make room for the fire." And the Hortator could see that Vivek was out of sorts, though not because of the impending new power to come. The golden warrior poet had been exercising his water face as well, learned from the Droy before he was born. The Droig. Nerevar said, "Is this to keep you from the fire?" Vivek said, "It is so that I may see with truth. It and my place here at the altar of Padhome in the house of false thinking serve so that I may see beyond my own secrets. The water face cannot lie. It comes from the ocean, which is too busy to think, much less lie. Moving water resembles truth by its trembling." Nerevar said, "I am afraid to become slipshod in my thinking." Vivek said, "Reach heaven by violence, then." So, to quiet his mind, the Hortator chose from the fight racks an axe. He named it and moved on to the first moon. There, Nerevar was greeted by the Parliament of Craters, who knew him by title and resented his presence, for he was to be a ruling king of Earth, and this was the lunar realm. They shifted around him in a pattern of entrapment. "The moon does not recognize crowns or scepters," they said, "nor the representatives of kingdoms below, lion or serpent or mathematician. We are the graves of those that have migrated and become ancient countries. We seek no queens or thrones. Your appearance is decidedly solar, which is to say a library of stolen ideas. We are neither tear nor sorrow. Our revolution succeeded in the manner that was written. You are the Hortator, and unwelcome here." You just finished the Joustus arc, Rory? Of the Joustus arc of what? Hey, Adam420, thanks for the follow. Cool. So Nerevar carved the grave ghosts until he was out of breath, and their parliament could make no new laws. He said, "I am not of the slaves that perish." Of the members of parliament, only a few survived the Hortator's attack. A surviving crater said, "Appropriation is nothing new. Everything happens of itself. This motif is by no means unassociated with hero myths. You have not acted with the creative impulse. You fall below the weight of destiny. We are graves, but not coffins. Know the difference. You have only dug more and supplied no ghosts to reside within. Central to your claim is the predominance of frail events. To be judged by the earth is to sit on a throne and wonder why. Damage us more, and you will find naught but the absent of our dead. The ending of the words is Almsivi. Close. Take. One book read. Scooey, here we go. Time to reach heaven by violence. Sounds like there's worse ways. Ancestors in the Dunmer. Ghosts walk among them. The departed spirits of the Dunmerry, and perhaps those of all races, persist after death. The knowledge and power of departed ancestors benefits the bloodlines of Dunmerry houses. The bond between the living family members and immortal ancestors is partly blood, partly ritual, partly volitional. A member brought into the house through marriage binds himself through a ritual and oath into the clan and gains communication and benefits from the clan's ancestors. However, his access to the ancestors is less than his offspring, and he retains some access to the ancestors of his own bloodline. The family shrine. Each residence has a family shrine. In poorer homes, it may be no more than a hearth or alcove where family relics are displayed and venerated. In wealthy homes, a room is set aside for the use of the ancestors. This shrine is called the Waiting Door and represents the door to oblivion. Here, the family members pay their respects to their ancestors through sacrifice and prayer, through oaths sworn upon duties, and through reports on the affairs of the family. In return, the family may receive information, training, and blessings from the family's ancestors. The ancestors are thus the protectors of the home, and especially the precincts of the Waiting Door. The Ghost Fence. It is a family's most solemn duty to make sure their ancestors' remains are interred properly in a city of the dead, such as Necrom. Here the spirits draw comfort from one another against the chill of the mortal world. However, as a sign of great honor and sacrifice, an ancestor may grant that part of his remains be retained to serve as part of a ghost fence, protecting the clan's shrine and family precincts. Such an arrangement is often part of the family member's will, that a knuckle bone shall be saved out of his remains and incorporated with solemn magic and ceremony into a clan ghost fence. In more exceptional cases, an entire skeleton or even a preserved corpse may be bound into a ghost fence. These remains become a beacon and focus for ancestral spirits, and for the spirit of the remains in particular. The more remains used to make a ghost fence, the more powerful the fence is, and the most powerful mortals in life have the most powerful remains. The Great Ghost Fence, created by the Tribunal to hold back the Blight, incorporates the bones of many heroes of the Temple and the houses Induril and Redoran, who dedicated their spirits to the Temple and clan as their surrogate families. The Ghost Fence also contains bones taken from the catacombs of Necrom and the many battlefields of Morrowind. I see. Interesting. The Mortal Chill. Spirits do not like to visit the mortal world, and they do so only out of duty and obligation. Spirits tell us that the other world is more pleasant, or at least more comfortable for spirits than our real world, which is cold, bitter, and full of pain and loss. Mad spirits. Spirits that are forced to remain in our world against their will may become mad spirits or ghosts. Some spirits are bound to this world because of some terrible circumstances of their death, or because of some powerful emotional bond to a person, place, or thing. These are called hauntings. Some spirits are captured and bound to enchanted items by wizards. If the binding is involuntary, the spirit usually goes mad. A willing spirit may or may not retain its sanity, depending on the strength of the spirit and the wisdom of the enchanter. Some spirits are bound against their wills to protect family shrines. This unpleasant fate is reserved for those who have not served the family faithfully in life. Dutiful and honorable ancestral spirits often aid in the capture and binding of wayward spirits. These spirits usually go mad and make terrifying guardians. They are ritually prevented from harming mortals of their clans, but that does not necessarily discourage them from mischievous or peevish behavior. They are exceedingly dangerous for intruders. At the same time, if an intruder can penetrate the spirit's madness and play upon the spirit's resentment of his own clan, the angry spirits may be manipulated. Oblivion. The existence of oblivion is acknowledged by all Tamriel cultures, but there is little agreement on the nature of that other world, other than it is the place where the Aedra and Daedra live, and the communication and travel are possible between this world and oblivion through magic and ritual. The Dunmer do not emphasize the distinction between this world and oblivion, as do the human cultures of Tamriel. They regard our world and the other world as a whole with many paths from one to the other, rather than two separate worlds of different natures with distinct borders. This philosophical viewpoint may account for the greater affinity of elves for magic and its practices. Foreign views of Dunmeri and ancestor worship and spirit magic. The Altmeri and Bosmeri cultures also venerate their ancestors, but only by respecting the orderly and blissful passage of these spirits from this world to the next. That is, Wood Elves and High Elves believes it is cruel and unnatural to encourage the spirits of the dead to linger in our world. Even more grotesque and repugnant is the display of the bodily remains of ancestors in ghost fences and ash pits. The presentation of finger bones in a family shrine, for example, is sacrilegious to the Bosmer who eat their dead, and barbaric to the Altmer who inter their dead. The human cultures of Tamriel are ignorant and fearful of dark elves and their culture, considering them to be inhuman and evil, like orcs and Argonians, but more sophisticated. The human populations of Tamriel associate Dunmeri ancestor worship and spirit magic with necromancy. In fact, this association of the dark elves with necromancy is at least partly responsible for the dark reputation of Dunmer throughout Tamriel. This is generally an ignorant misconception, for necromancy outside the acceptable clan rituals is a most abhorrent abomination in the eyes of the Dunmer. The Dark Elves would never think of practicing sorcerous necromancy upon any Dark Elf or upon the remains of any elf. However, the Dark Elves considered the human and orcish races to be little more than animals. There is no injunction against necromancy upon such remains, or on the remains of any animal, bird, or insect. Imperial policy officially recognizes the practices of Dunmeri ancestor veneration and spirit magic as a religion and protects their freedom to pursue such practices, so long as they do not threaten the security of the Empire. Privately, most Imperial officers and traders believe Dark Elf ancestor worship and displays of remains are barbaric or even necromantic. Telvanni necromancy. The Telvanni are adept masters of necromancy. They do not, however, practice necromancy upon the remains of dark elves. Sane Telvanni regard such practices with loathing and righteous anger. They do practice necromancy upon the remains of animals and upon the remains of humans, orcs, and Argonians, who are technically no more than animals in Morrowind. Publisher's note: this book was written by an unknown scholar as a guide for foreign visitors to Morrowind shortly after the armistice was signed. Many of these practices have since fallen into disfavor. The most obvious changes are those regarding the practice of necromancy in the Great Ghost Fence. Dunmer today regard necromancy upon any of the accepted races as an abomination. The Ghost Fence has forced many changes in the practice of ancestor worship, with the vast majority of ancestors' remains going to strengthen the Great Ghost Fence around the mountain of Dagoth-Ur. There are very few clan ghost fences in Morrowind. The temple discourages such practices among the houses as selfish. The upkeep of family tombs and private waiting doors has also fallen into disfavor, as very few remains have been buried in these tombs and shrines since the armistice. In recent years, most Dunmer venerate a small portion of their ancestors' remains kept at a local temple. Okay. That was Ancestors and the Dunmer. Here is the annotated Anuad. Thanks, Lifa. Thank you so much. The Anuad, paraphrased. The first ones were brothers, Anu and Padome. They came into the void, and time began. As Anu and Padome wandered the void, the interplay of light and darkness created Nier. Both Anu and Padome were amazed and delighted with her appearance, but she loved Anu, and Padome retreated from them in bitterness. Nier became pregnant, but before... How? I don't care. Nier became pregnant, but before she gave birth, Padome returned, professing his love for Nier. She told him that she loved only Anu, and Padome beat her in rage. Anu returned, fought Padome, and cast him outside time. Nier gave birth to creation, but died from her injuries soon after. Anu, grieving, hid himself in the sun and slept. Meanwhile, life sprang up on the 12 worlds of creation and flourished. Hey, don't cry, Wolf, welcome. After many ages, Padome was able to return to time. He saw creation and hated it. He swung his sword, shattering the 12 worlds in their alignment. Anu awoke and fought Padome again. The long and furious battle ended with Anu the victor. He cast aside the body of his brother, who he believed was dead, and attempted to save creation by forming the remnants of the 12 worlds into one, Nirn, the world of Tamriel. As he was doing so, Padome struck him through the chest with one last blow. Anu grappled with his brother and pulled them both outside of time forever. The blood of Padome became the Daedra. The blood of Anu became the stars. The mingled blood of both became the Aedra, hence their capacity for good and evil, and their greater affinity for earthly affairs than the Daedra, who have no connection to creation. On the world of Nirn, all was chaos. The only survivors of the 12 worlds of creation were the El Nofe and the Hist. The El Nofe are the ancestors of Mer and Men. The Hist are the trees of Argonia. Nirn was originally was all land, with interspersed seas but no oceans. A large fragment of the El Nofe world landed on Nirn relatively intact, and the El Nofe living there were the ancestors of the Mer. These El Nofe fortified their borders from the chaos outside, hid their pocket of calm, and attempted to live on as before. Other El Nofe arrived on Nirn scattered amid the confused jumble of the shattered world, wandering and finding each other over the years. Eventually, the wandering El Nofe found the hidden land of old El Nofe, and were amazed to find and joyful to find their kin living amid the splendor of ages past. The wandering El Nofe expected to be welcomed into the peaceful realm, but the old El Nofe looked on them as degenerates, fallen from their former glory. For whatever reason, war broke out and raged across the whole of Nirn. The old El Nofe retained their ancient power and knowledge, but the wanderers were more numerous and toughened by their long struggle to survive on Nirn. This war reshaped the face of Nirn, sinking much of the land beneath new oceans and leaving the lands as we know them. Tamriel, Akavir, Atmora, and Yakuta. The old El Nofe realm, although ruined, became Tamriel. The remnants of the Wanderers were left divided on the other 3 continents. Over many years, the El Nofe of Tamriel became the Mer Elves, the Dwemer, the Deep Ones, sometimes called Dwarves, the Chimer, the Changed Ones, who later became the Dunmer. The Dunmer, the Dark or Cursed Ones, the Dark Elves. The Bosmer, the Green or Forest Ones, the Wood Elves. The Altmer, the Elder or High Ones, the High Elves. On the other continents, the wandering El Nofe became the men, the Nords of Atmora, the Redguards of Yokuda, and the Saishi of Akavir. The Hist were bystanders in the El Nofe War, but most of their realm was destroyed as the war passed over it. A small corner of it survived to become Black Marsh and Tamriel, but most of their realm was sunk beneath the sea. Yo, thank you, Magic Pen, for the sip. Thank you. Eventually, men returned to Tamriel. The Nords were first, colonizing the northern coast of Tamriel before recorded history, led by the legendary Ys Grimor. The 13th of his line, King Harald, was the first to appear in written history. And so the mythic era ended. Okay. The Anticipations. Yo, hey Frog, welcome. The Daedra are powerful ancestor spirits similar in form and substance to the Tribunal. Blessed be their holy names. Motherfucking Frog! Oh, thank you, Rory. That's very sweet of you to say. God, we've been doing so much reading tonight. It's a vibe. Blessed be their holy names, but weaker in power and more arbitrary and removed from the affairs of mortals. In old times, the Chimer worshipped the Daedra as gods, but they did not deserve this veneration, for the Daedra harmed their worshippers as often as helped them. The advent of the Tribunal, blessed be their holy names, changed this unhappy state. By the apotheosis, the Tribunal, blessed be their holy names, became the protectors and high ancestor spirits of the Dunmer, and bade the Daedra to give proper veneration and obedience. The three good Daedra, Boethia, Azura, and Mephala, recognized the divinity of the triune ancestors. Blessed be their holy names. Yeah, for real, Frog, we've got a lot of frog emotes. A bunch of follower emotes that are frogs too. The rebel Daedra, Molag Bal, Malakath, Sheogorath, and Maroons Dagon refused to swear fealty to the Tribunal. Blessed be their holy names, and their worshippers were cast out. Those rebel Daedra thus became the four corners of the House of Troubles, and they continued to plague our tranquility and tempt the unwary into heresy and dark worship. The priests of the temple remain ever vigilant for signs of the adversaries' return, sometimes aided by the loyal three good Daedra, who are familiar with the wiles of their rebellious kin. Well, you have to be a subscriber, Frog, in order to use the emotes. You can use the follower emotes just by following, though. The good Daedra are known to the temple as the Anticipations, since they are the early ancestral anticipations of the loving patronage of the Tribunal. The Anticipations are the Daedra lords Boethia, Mephala, and Azura. Boethia is the anticipation of Alma Lexia, but male to her female. Boethia was the ancestor who illuminated the elves ages ago, before the mythic era. He told them the truth of Lorkhan's test and defeated Oriel's champion, Trinamach. Boethia ate Trinamach and voided him. Whoops. The followers of Boethia and Trinamach rubbed the soil of Trinamach upon themselves and changed their skin? Okay. Mephala is the anticipation of Vivek, but manifold and androgynous. Mephala taught the Chimer to evade their enemies, or kill them with secret murder. Secret murder? The Chimer were few in those days and threatened on all sides. Mephala taught the Chimer to build houses. Later, Mephala created the Morag Tong. Azura is the anticipation of Sothasil, but female to his male. Azura was the ancestor who taught the Chimer how to be different from the Altmer. Her teachings are sometimes attributed to Boethia. In the stories, Azura is often encountered more as a communal progenitor of the race as a whole, rather than as an individual ancestor. She is associated with dusk and dawn, and is sometimes called the Mother Soul. Azura's star, also called the Twilight Star, appears briefly at dawn and dusk low on the horizon below the constellation of the Steed. Azura is associated with mystery and magic, fate and prophecy. Okay. The Firmament by Folk. The stars of Tamriel are divided into 13 constellations. 3 of them are the major constellations, known as the Guardians. These are the warrior, the mage, and the thief. Each of the Guardians protects its 3 charges from the 13th constellation, the Serpent. When the sun rises near one of the constellations, hey Sessa, welcome. It is that constellation's season. Each constellation has a season of approximately 1 month. The Serpent has no season, for it moves about in the heavens, usually threatening one of the other constellations. The Warrior. It's the first Guardian constellation, and he protects his charges during their seasons. Did I read this? I did. Great. We made it. Made it out of here. Yeah, it's great to see you, Sessa. I hope you're doing really well. This is how fast we walk now. Yo, restoration skill 6. Oh, that's big. Oh, it's big for us. Honestly. 23% spellcast success rate now. Honestly, like, it's absurd, but, like, I feel like... I literally feel like the play here is just to, like, sit here and cast. And, like, level up skills. And just, like, rest. You just sit here and spam spells with your free hammock, right? And your free... Cozy reading club stream. Hell yes, Sessa. Oh my god, we've been doing so much reading. I kind of have to know, because I feel like every time I do this successfully, it's going to give me experience. Should have taken more restoration skill. Because it's like this, the really low... Yeah, it does work! You can totally do this! Oh my god, dude. This is the part of the stream where we sit here. Seriously, like, we actually, like, low-key really need... Now it's 26%. It's going up a ton, actually. I, like, low-key really need these skill levels. I guess the other thing we can do is, like, yeah, we can run around while casting. And now we're really leveling. Now this is gameplay. We won't do this much longer. No way! Who are you? I didn't know that could happen. Die. Oh, what the hell? Okay, okay. Yeah, okay. And then I'll drink that too. Great. Yeah, look at that. Huge stamina. I can't even use it fast enough.
You will suffer.
Come on.
You in
Dude, oh. I'm low-key curious now. I'm low-key curious now. They just showed up here. Do they like respawn eventually? Take it easy, Claire. Yeah, have a great rest of your evening. Get assassinated on. They just showed up out of nowhere. It's the anti-cheat ninja. Fuck. The anti-leveling Argodian or whatever. Well, in the interest of fairness, let's sit here and use up all of our stuff again. Okay, we save. Rest. Yes, yes. Maybe he'll show up again? Maybe it's totally random when you sleep places? Weird. Alright, well, let's get out of here. It only happens if you do the frog thing. If you do it 3 times in a row, then he shows up and murders you. What? Wow. Wow. Just wow. Just wow. They are just not such a system. Interesting. Alright, well, here we are. Holy shit, you can zoom out really far. Oh my god, I didn't realize. Okie dokie. Oh, yeah, Q. Gameplay. You can make it look like you're playing WoW. Yeah, you can in the, with the mods. Which is kind of nice. Okie Smoky. This is our walk speed. Here, I guess we can burn off some stamina. But it honestly, it goes through stamina so fast. R for me is something different, actually. For me, auto run is caps, right? So, like, we could have it, but, you know, we need to slow down eventually. It just does, I feel like maybe we'll start to move faster eventually. You're 100% fine, RV. No, it's, you can combo it, but it just, like, doesn't actually, or it still uses stamina. Yeah, so it seems like there's a friendly assassin who shows up periodically as we're resting and murders us. Good to know. Okay, yes, let's check this sign. Whereas if we hop, we'd be there, we'd already be there. Ghost Gate, Balmora, yeah. Hey. Victory. Begone, rat corpse. Okay, so our map tells us we're actually full. Our pack is pretty full. The road to Balmora turns left to northwest and descends into Foyada Mamea, a deep volcanic ravine. The road follows the ravine northeast for a short distance, then turns left and climbs out of the ravine to the northwest. Hey, going up here. Moonmoth Legion Fort we're close to. Balmora is up there. Almost there. Back in 2004, we felt the wind blowing over our shoulders at this speed. Yeah, I was like, holy shit. Holy fuck, look at this. Look at this gameplay, you know? I don't think there was a third-person camera. You could actually. Interesting. Wow, this place looks like hell. Hell in a handbasket. That must be Balmora? No, that's the Moonmoth Fort. We're very close to the Moonmoth Legion Fort. I guess let's go this way, though. Hey, we got some weather effects. That's nice. If it was first person only, it'd take a huge load up needing to handle it well. Many of the animation features here were kind of like added by mods. Open Morrowind adds just a huge number of animation features. Even have thunder. Okay, Balmora is still further up there. We have this cute place. Ahoy there! Hello?
Yes, I'm listening.
A little advice? Okay. This is like a fort. This is Fort Moonmoth. Okay, this is actually Fort Moonmoth. It's so funny to me that you can just grab shit. Like, look at this. Broadswords. Other shit. Cool. The NPC's faces, yeah, they're just like, they're broad. I don't know, what do you want? In the Empire, necromancers and vampires are widely confused in the public mind and persecuted, but in remote locations, necromancers are usually free to pursue their studies without legal interference. Any advice? Nobody's gonna hold your hand in the Legion. In the Imperial cult, they just test your faith and your shoe leather. But here, if your superior gives you orders and you find you're out of your depth, you're supposed to be smart enough to be patient, get some training, experience, and new equipment, and try it again later when you're better prepared. Okay, well, what do you have? Just a bunch of crap. Just a bunch of crap. There's a bunch of heavy armor that I don't really want to take. I guess I sell stuff here. And books? Doesn't buy books. Offer. Buy. Latest rumors. I hear there's a secret organization called the Twin Lamps. It helps runaway slaves escape. It's against the law to aid runaway slaves, but I think slavery is wrong, and I can understand why these abolitionists would be willing to break the law. Any lore? The blight is weather caused by the Big big volcano red mountain. Little secret. Oh, do you play the lute? You might talk to Dolnea Rolal in Balmora at the 8 Plates Corner Club. I hear she hires performers to entertain her patrons. Any advice? If you want to talk to a smith about his trade, go talk to Garothmuk Gromazgub. He is not a master smith, but he's well-spoken, friendly, and knows a lot about smithing in Morrowind. Abolitionists. Okay, cool. Goodbye. I've actually read both of those. Will you buy fortified potions? Yeah, whatever. Morrowind lore. The 2 criminal guilds here are the Kamana Tong, the native criminal syndicate, and the Thieves Guild, the imperial newcomers. The Thieves Guild is fighting for its life against the ruthless and well-established Kamana Tong. Yeah, the little Thieves Guild. You help the little guys. Yeah, Austin, I took some doing to get it fixed and working again, but I'm glad that it is. It's back in working order. Take all these clothes I stole off of dead people. Please and thank you. Here's some books. Oh, I didn't read the Book of Dawn and Dusk, actually. I did read the Wraith's Wedding Diary. Iron stuff, steel stuff, I mean, just like offer. Okay, we got a bunch of money. Okay, so the fort has just a ton of vendors. Like literally every vendor you could ever want is here. She spells a bunch of spells. You know what's terrible about this game?
Outlander, did you want something?
It's the fact that you can just read this. And she doesn't yell at you for stealing. God, there's so many fucking books. More books. Oh, I've read that. Hi, Rad, Hard Heart. Narmak. It's a tiny island fishing village in the Bitter Coast region of Western Vardenfell. Okay. Vampires. Yeah, we read that. Your trade. I'm a master at arms. Master of all the basic weapons. Morrowind lore. About 50% of Vardenfell's inhabitants are Dunmer. The other half are Redguard, Breton, Nord, Altimer, Bosmer, Imperial, Khajiit, Argonian, and Orcs in roughly equal proportions. Nord. We Nords of Skyrim are big, strong, stubborn, and hardy. We love to fight and are afraid of nothing. Abolitionists. Okay, yeah. Any advice? Training? Gosh. There's so many shops in here. It's outrageous. Hey, Paragon. What's your trade? I'm an apothecary. Great. How about you, friend? What do you sell? More stuff. Boy. Oh, Lord. What about you, friend? You enchant? Can you enchant my sword? Do shock damage? You have it do fire damage. Okay. How much money is this? Fire damage 100 points for 1,440 seconds and 50 feet untouched. Costs 34 million gold pieces. Adding multiple makes it cost even more. It like multiplies the cost. You can change it from... Oh my word. Well... Okay, well, I think we've all learned something. Enchantments, very expensive. Oh my word. Okay. Who are you? Larius Varro. I'm Larius Varro, Legion Champion of Fort Moonmouth. I've been hoping you might come by. I've got some work for you if you're interested. Tell me. Rumors. Take care when walking the roads. There have been rumors of a bandit robbing careless travelers near Laod. Tell me. A number of careless travelers have been attacked recently. Seems there's a Nord near Laod who's robbing the unwary. If you happen upon him, take care. And of course, I'd be grateful if you took care of that problem for me. Okay, any advice? If you were to ask me for the model of a warrior, I'd have to say Miles Gloriosus. He's at the Andus trade house in Margon right now on a crusade to kill off all the monsters sneaking through the ghost fence. But he always has time to talk with an admirer. Thieves Guild? Morrowind lore? Okay. Training? Interesting. So accepting training will probably be... This goes even further down. What is down here? What? Now we're in, like, the basement? Who are you? You're a battle mage. Your raid is a Western Knight. Okay. Albecius Cololius is a veteran battle mage. He hangs out at Aurel's trade house. Talk to him if you want to know about battle mages. Spells? Bound a longsword on self. Drain people. There's so much going on. Soul pinch. Damage magicka. Summon storm Atronak. Summon hunger.
Hello, citizen.
Chest marked evidence. So now, okay, we're in the dungeon. That's what we found down here. Yeah, figuring out how to break the game for sure. Yeah, like we need to figure out, yeah, what our levers are. Figure out what our levers are. My goodness. Who are you? Okay.
Speak freely, friend.
Can you tell me about the Imperial cult spell making? What? So you just make super OP spells? You just be like, pew, pew. This is ridiculous. Oh my god, that's so broken. Absorb fatigue range. Feat of Notorgo. Fortify attribute speed. 90 seconds on self. Costs 45 magicka though. $5 to 20 points for 30 seconds. Yeah, no, I'm generally aware, hungry, but yeah. Yep. Honestly, like troll strength, these are really good spells. To think about this. Okay, I can't quit you, game. Can't quit you. So much going on. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, we will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow for more Morrowind. More Morrowind on the morrow. Place to be. It'll be so good to see you all. We'll keep digging in deep. There's a lot going on, but I'm having a good time seeing it all, and I hope you are too. Thank you all so much for hanging out this evening. And if you were here through our back-to-back, our swap over stream, I really, really appreciate your support. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Sorry, I'm just deciding where we're gonna raid. Thank you, Sessa, for spending some of your evening with us. This shouldn't be this hard. Don't overthink it. Yeah, let's go see Swiftshot, who's currently doing Twilight Princess first playthrough, actually. Twilight Princess first playthrough. Very exciting stuff for Swift. Thanks again, everybody, for spending the evening with me. It's been so good. Morrowind's a hell of a game. Morrowind is a hell of a drug, you know? But again, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and have a good night.